Connect. There we go. All right, connected. And let me share. All right. Put out to the wazoo. Share out to the book of faces. We should be good. We are good. All right, we're good. We are live. That's your P. Set this to live chat. It will definitely be something. I just can't wait to see what it is. Letro, shout out! God, you're gonna get so much material for more seasons and episodes. Celebrate good times, come on. It's the end of winter. Yay. I'm mute. I shouldn't be mute. You guys can hear me, right? Louise! Lee, Doug, God, I'm getting everyone showing up. Holla, holla, holla. Ooh, very good question there, Cadet Mom. Let's start that poll. Start a poll. Will this be a nothing burger or something burger? Something burger, nothing burger. Alright, 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 here we go. Episode 1 today, around 3 p.m. Pacific, so around 7 o'clock, alright. Batman Ninja Yakuza League? They already had the Batman Ninja. Now they're gonna have more Batman? I am Batman. That one nice guy, we just started. Ah, it's a sequel to Batman Ninja, alright. Technical issues will defeat both of them. MLB The Show 25. There was posted on Twitter, guy was playing it. Goes to grab the ball, bounces off the glove, over the wall, home run. It's like, ooh, that's not good. Work meeting ended. Yes, will we actually get a lot of drama out of this, or is it going to be nothing? And let RTU just tear into him for no reason other than fuck you, Phil. Now, that would be funny. This is set to... Okay, you said it's 720. Start the stream, then adjust from 720 to 480. I have not felt a break. I don't do college basketball March Madness because it's just so random. It's like, even for $1, it's like, it's not really worth it because you're never going to win. Watch RTU not showing up. That would be hilarious. Good way of doing it, ES. Expect nothing, so that way you can't be disappointed. You can only be surprised. Computer forgot your printer existed? Wonder how that happened. I am surprised, knock on wood, the printer and the copiers at work have not messed up that badly. Like, you always hear horror stories about printers and stuff. Never been an issue. Knock on wood again. So I don't know if I'm just if it's just incredibly lucky or what. I say, oh, he's only got 81 watching? Ouch. I think for a big event like this, he'd have more than 81 people. More show up. As we get closer and closer to the start time, which is apparently now 2:15. Guys, back in my days, he started at 10:45. From 10:45 to 2:15. He just does not want to be here, does he? Sweeper pitch. Yes, I can't imagine how he got fired from every single job he's ever had. How amazing of a worker was his dad that the job put up with him until his dad retired. Amazing how the second his dad retires, out the door DSP went. You were only kept around because Daddy was there, and then the second Daddy's gone, you were gone. Oh, DSP. I don't know if he's even been in his chat yet. Because he's a lazy jerk? Yes. And an alcoholic, so if he did show up, he was probably hungover every single time. Owning a bearded dragon myself, I can't see how Pigroach kept his alive. Well, he made Save the Pig, the video game. Gotta love that music. Who's to say he has kept it alive? Be one of the many, many casualties of the Snort Fort. No, I don't want to fire him. No, let me fire him. I know what I had to work next time and dealing with his all the time. Let me fire him. No, I want to fire him. Maybe do a rock, paper, scissors. I know how to play several forms of solitaire. I still call it solitaire after, what was it? Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Adventures of Solitaire. Kind of bad that Aqua Teen Hunger Force ruined solitaire for me like that. The Adventures of Solitaire. Dented Runtin 220. That is gross, but is exactly what DSP would say, so that's getting pinned. Guys, where do I put the ace? I don't get it, guys. I have the ace, but I don't really need the ace right now. Guys, I need a 5 of clubs. The game is screwing me, guys, by not giving me a 5 of clubs. Bullshit, I need a 5 of clubs. Help! What's an easy game on Steam? Grove Defense. I think that's what it's called. Where's my Steam account? Right there. I'll say, waiting for DSP to wake up. I was playing Diablo 2. I got from the very start of Act 2 to right before you fight Diablo on Nightmare. Grove Defense, that's what it's called. Grove Defense is a... what you call it, like a tower defense game. Class of 09 is so good! Oh, I love Class of 09. Guys, guys, I just need a 5 of clubs and they won't give me one. The game's doing it on purpose. Can someone tip me $5,000 to tell me what to do? Help! I wonder if the issue with Class of 09 is because some of the content is very, risque, so they won't be allowed on console, unfortunately. He has a Switch. Does he actually use it? No. Most likely Cat has it. Probably been a Cat console for years, because she can't get up the stairs where her computer used to be. So she's got to sit downstairs all day. Imagine letting yourself get so out of shape, you can't go up the stairs to use your office anymore. Can't even be bowling as piss easy, and they got it on Nintendo Sports for the Switch. I played for years Magic the Gathering, but not for probably, well, I would say for a decade, but my one friend and I, we have played each other, but as a case of, I think this was the rule. I think that was the rule. It's been so long since we last played, I'm not really sure what the rule for this is. I think we had the rule for this right. Maybe. Possibly. Him and his damn squirrel deck. He's got a green deck. All squirrels. And then I think it's called Nessa Squirrels or something like that, where for every light creature you have, they gain +1/+1. So imagine you have 6 squirrels out there. They're now a minimum of 7 sevens because you have 6 squirrels out there. A sliver deck was usually a good counter against it because lots of slivers, but fucking squirrels. Guys, I don't know what to do with these dolls. The burst of May 1st. It's coming. Just like him on stream. Like any average person, that would have been the end of him. Now DSP, he just kept on going. Or in this case, kept on coming. Ah, terrible. I'll see myself out after that pun. Only someone like DSP could do that on stream. Be like, why? It doesn't affect me. Read me. I didn't have to watch it, guys. Just a bunch of kids on YouTube. There's a bunch of underage children on YouTube saw me do that, guys. I didn't have to see it, so I don't care. June 1st, the new Speed Champions Fast and Furious Lego car. Do you see they're announcing a Pokemon one? An official Lego Pokemon set. So I'm expecting scalpers to scalp the shit out of it. Man, I want the new Pikachu Lego set. Well, honey, it's supposed to be $129.99, but due to scalpers, it's over $1,000, and I just don't have the money for that. I wonder if it's because they gotta deal with Star Wars that they can't do Star Trek, which seems weird. You think they'd be allowed to do both, but yeah, they don't have any Star Trek, it's all Star Wars. Alright, DSP, where the fuck are you? Not even in your chat yet. Guys, I had to be 27 minutes late to my own stream. There was traffic in the hallway. Cat got stuck. I told her not to come up the stairs anymore because it's too hard on her knees. But she wanted to come upstairs, and now she got stuck in the hallway. I had to climb over her just to get to my office, guys. No, I'm not going to help my wife. She's a grown-ass adult. If she wants to get down out of the hallway, she can, eventually. As I told you to buy it in the store. Star Trek is coming. Oh, that's right. Star Trek is coming. Eventually. Guys, don't you understand? I need to be late. You just expecting me to show up on time. I'm a busy human. Busy human responsibilities, like showing up late on stream. Come on, DSP, your fans are waiting. All 154 of them. Oh, guys, I'm gonna make them wait. I'm gonna make them wait and suffer. Suffer, piggy fans, suffer. God, can you imagine you work from home and you're always late to work? $10 years for Friday Night Freddy's. You know what else turns 10 years old? Bloodborne. And Sony's done nothing with it since. How do you release an amazing game like Bloodborne and then do absolutely nothing with it for 10 years? They've done absolutely nothing with it for 10 years. Fans keep asking for it. Fans keep clamoring for it. Fans keep making memes for it, begging for any kind of Bloodborne content. And anyone who actually makes Bloodborne content, because Sony's given up on it, get taken down by Sony. Like, why would you take down this project to make a new Bloodborne game if you're not going to make a new Bloodborne game? Oh, we can't have it on PC. Why not? You're not making it on PC, are you? No. Then why can't these guys make their own PC mod for fucking Bloodborne? It was actually the PlayStation 1 version. Someone made a PlayStation 1 version of the game. Got taken down. Sony had it taken down. Why? You're not doing anything with the IP. Let someone else do something with it then. Dumbasses. Well, 20 years from now, we might try to decide to do something with it. Well, that's great. But what about right meow? While we're sitting here waiting for more Bloodborne. Bloodborne, Bloodborne, Bloodborne. And the poll says nothing burger. We'll have to wait and see, though. Please let it be something. Let it at least be entertaining, even if it's entertaining for the wrong reasons. I want to be entertained. I want this to be an absolute fucking shit show. I want these two personalities to butt heads against each other, hate each other, just absolutely fucking ruin both of them. and you know that's what society needs. Want society to continue, don't you? Then give us what we want. Would be hilarious. 220 phone call was absolutely 100% real. I have no doubt about that. Roadside Phil would have no reason to fake that. Dance man, where are you? Or at least Raw Phil plays some good music while we wait. I don't even see DSP in this chat. I'll say he's got a return of people watching now. That's more than he usually does. It's all because he's about to have Tech USA on there. But can he set a stream? No. How much you want to bet? Ooh, there's a good question. Does the podcast start with tech issues? How much you want to bet there's going to be all the tech issues? I say it's supposed to start at 10... Oh, not 10. 2:15 my time. Yeah, what was it? 10:15 his time? And it's now 16. Almost 17. Where the fuck is he? Ooh, think that Kino reaches out to Review Tech like, hey, Review Tech, the fuck with Phil. We want to add you to our group. What? We will add you to our group. We will stop shitting on you. We will not make fun of you for at least a month if you come on our show instead and abandon DSP. Whatever we make during that stream, we will give you half. Alright. Fuck Phil. God, that'd be fantastic. Would it actually happen? I doubt it, but... At midnight when things are closed? Dude, that's stupid. You should do it at the busiest point of the workday. I don't know. They are two idiots. Your sandwich planet famtane. Yes, but only 50-50 for me. You get nothing. 50 goes to me. 50% goes to my wife. Your wife's not even gonna be on stream. But she lives with me and I work from home. Therefore she deserves half the money that I raise. But it's gonna be us raising it. Yeah, if he takes a moron, he wanted me to pay him for showing up on my stream. But it's my stream. How dare you want to be paid for showing up on my stream? Or he got high and DSP straight up told him, do not get high. RTU adds, got him to the call, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, one of the rules that DSP gave him was you cannot be high. So, how high is Review Tech USA? Ah, please tell me he showed up just high as a fucking skunk. Tries to argue with DSP that he's not that high, he's only a little high. Hey boys and girls, you wanna get high? I say, listening to Kino Casino, it was a fucking chore dealing with him every single fucking day. Which, not that big of a surprise, is it? One can only imagine what hoops they had to jump through just to deal with his ass. I mean, it did sound truly painful at times with them having to deal with him, which makes sense. But they're my friends! They're not your friends, they were never your friends. You will never have friends against DSP. So long as you are Dark Side Phil, you will never have friends. Hey boys and girls, wanna get high? Don't forget to bring a towel. It's amazing how South Park can ruin that for everyone. I mean, not ruin, but just... What do you think of? When you think of that, you think of, hey boys and girls, wanna get high? Don't forget to bring a towel. I say, no film with Chad's gonna be... chances of this being a giant waste of time. Tech issues are ready. There's only Chad saying, yeah, it's gonna be waste of time. DSP, if you could just stop recreating May the Burst right now, that'd be great. But guys, I'm really stressed out. Assholes don't understand I have to on stream. Thank you, Raphael, for having good music. Oh, I thought we were about to get him to come on. Nope, not yet. Guys, we haven't started it yet. Ravenous Bug Bladder Beast of Trial will show up, you know. Terrible. Terrible, Arnett. You should always know where your towel is. Rich gotta restock the weed seltzers before he goes live. Is Rich helping Phil fix his shit right now? I watched DSP stream in years. Heart goes out to you and the other homies. Womp womp. It's 2:24 my time. So he's currently 9 minutes late from his supposed start time. Gin Brain. Oh, this stream is going to be later and later and later, and I love it. God, can you imagine like half an hour from now? Guys, I couldn't get the stream to start, so no stream today. Oh, could you imagine he cancels the stream because he can't get the stream to work? Hopefully, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, being drinker high, you feel good. You feel a little bit more... less... restricted. But it's still not good to be. Okay, so is it that DSP can't get to work? RTU's late? RTU's high as a kite? Well, as long as we're waiting. What's the delay? DSP late. RTU late. RTU high. And DSP specifically told him to not be high. Got high and fell asleep. I was gonna go to work, but then I got high. I was gonna pay my child support, but then I got high. I don't know how the rest of that song goes, and I know why. Hey, hey, hey. Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Up in smoke. That's where my money goes. In my lungs, sometimes up my nose. Still smoking, still token. Haven't worked a 9 to 5, I don't know, I'm alive. Still smoking, still token. Cat ate the snake and that's why he's late. Aw, poor Snakey. And he is really fucking late. Ooh, I wonder how many... And then, like, he mentioned PvP mentioned chipmunks. Like, he would not have a pet chipmunk. I'm wondering if some of these animals are like the outdoor animals that he sees, and yeah, Jasper likes staring at him. So when the little bunny died, Jasper was sad. And it made me sad to know that Jasper was sad. Because his little bunny friend outside was dead. And then Cat stormed out there and ate it. She needed the protein. I kind of feel like such a dick. There's actually something wrong with her. I'm not just DSP making shit up. one theory is DSP told a lot of random bullshit to PPP. So when PPP reveals it, it's like, I was lying. Do you really think I would tell someone about that? $32 gigs runs like crap? That's not good. More RAM, more power, the better. Although, depending on the brand and all that, and the style, yeah. Back in my day, we were lucky to have 512 megahertz. Now you guys got gigs of RAM. Gigs upon gigs upon gigs. Yeah, I don't believe in a chipmunk. So I'm wondering with the theory that DSP would tell him some things that are correct, but then other things are just absolute bullshit. Makes a bit more sense. Today's show starts 15 minutes late. 15 fucking minutes late. Are you kidding me? Only 15 minutes late, guys. It's almost being on time. We do pig roach math. I love that he has like 6 intros. Why do you have 6 intros for one podcast? Fucking stupid. 9070 MSRP? Damn.
What's going on, everyone? Bill here, and welcome to a very special edition of the Level 1 Podcast. Today, we are going to have a very special guest. Someone who I have had, well, I guess you could say beef with for a very long time on the internet. Someone who talks about me constantly in all of his content.
Duty.
Sometimes I decide to clap back. And today, for the first time ever, we are going to have a face-to-face confrontation, discussion, chat, debate, argument.
Bullshit.
I don't know. Because that is the beauty of the internet, is that you never know what's going to happen. Today on the show, my guest is Review Tech USA, also known as Rich.
Yeah, sounds like going to be absolutely nothing
burger.
burger.
Review Tech anymore since he deleted his YouTube channel. Perhaps that's something that we will talk about. I guess we'll see. But this will be a very special event. So,
but you give me more
sit
money.
back and relax. Get ready for the craziest edition ever of the Level 1 Podcast.
Come on, guys, it's gonna be special. You should give me a special amount of money.
Alrighty, folks. If you're wondering why my mic might sound a little bit low today compared to my usual content, it's very simple.
You're a dumbass.
There is something with Discord where I cannot get, when I capture audio from Discord, I can't get it to be loud. So the only way that I can make it so that I'm not like blaringly louder than the person on Discord is to lower my mic.
Special
I
ed
tried everything.
event,
I can't
you
seem
know
to boost the Discord audio. I don't know how that works. But I've done many calls through Discord before, and they work as long as I do this adjustment. So it should work. All right. Now, you may notice Review Tech is not here yet. He's late.
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding. I was all ready to set up, ready to go. And he contacted me this morning and said, I'm going to be late by about 15 minutes. So he's supposed to be here in about 10 minutes or so. And when he gets here, I will invite him.
So it was,
and we will
RTU
begin.
was late.
But since this is a very special episode, and many of you maybe
Only
are
15% of people said that.
familiar
Damn.
with the way that I run these kind of
You don't run
podcasts.
DSP.
It's not just me talking.
You don't
to
even
you
run from
about
your
topics.
problems.
Instead, it's going to be me with a guest. All right. Allow me to cover some of the ground rules of how this is going to go.
Rules.
All
You give me
right?
money,
So number
or I
one,
ban you.
and I have a guest on, all right, whether it's Review Tech or anyone. That person is giving me their undivided attention, meaning they took time out of their day, they stopped whatever they were doing
I hope he's high as a kite when he shows
in
up.
order to actually be on the show. And because of
Barely
that,
crawls on his
I'm
problems,
not
exactly.
going to be distracted or interrupted by anything. What do I mean? I mean, today, I am not going to be having pop-ups on the screen for contributions. I'm not going to be having...
So you're hiding contributions.
Shout-outs. Okay? I'm not going to...
He's hiding contributions so Review Tech USA doesn't know how much money he makes. So the deal's probably going to be 50% split, but then he's not going to let RTU know how much money he made. Fucking hell,
speaking
DSP.
with Stream Chat. Normally, these are all common things that I would do on any given stream of mine. But being that this is a special event, all right, I don't want that to interrupt, the time of us. Our time's valuable, right? And
Your time is
I
not
also
valuable,
don't want this to
DSP.
be a 7-hour appearance. I would like to keep it, concise, maybe keep him here for about 90 minutes, 2 hours, maybe. Depends on how it goes, right? So because of that, I don't want to be distracted constantly with, I have to shout this one out. I have to do this. I have to answer this question. Instead, it's going to be me and Rich, all right? So please understand that. Now, after this appearance ends, likely what I will do is take a break and then come back and do what I like
break
to call a
from
decompression
what?
stream, where we can kind of sit here and talk about everything that just happened. And I'm
A
sure some people give
break
their opinions.
from
At that point,
what?
anyone who has contributed during the course of the actual stream, I will give a shout out for their contributions. Okay? And get them on the leaderboard and so on and so forth. All right? So it will be a normal stream, but it will be later on after Rich has been on the show.
He needs a break from talking to Rich, of course.
And we'll be all good then. All right? So I just want to let everyone know that's how it's going to go. I don't want... Now, listen, I know people are probably going to try to be, getting Rich's attention. They're going to be insulting him and stuff. I know how it goes. That's why I'm paying no attention. That's why there's no pop-ups on the screen or anything. I'm not going to have people, pop-ups saying nasty stuff about him and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Again, he's our guest. Got to treat him with respect, dignity, just like he's always treated me.
Bullshit. You don't treat anyone with dignity.
Right?
You don't treat your own wife with
Jasper
dignity.
Kitty. Now, Jasper, I'm going to be a little busy today. He's very needy today. Okay? He's very needy today, and so he might interrupt the podcast several times. Oh, it looks like Rich may be ready. Hold on one second. I think he may be ready. So what I will do is I'm going to get Jasper Kitty off my lap here. Okay? And let me just make sure.
Just make sure that it's actually him, guys.
It is
not
muted
Kino
for
Casino.
now until I want to make sure that he's all good. Before we get started here. All right, let me get my headphones on.
So the guy's late and you decide not to get ready until he's actually there,
Okay.
dumbass.
For one sec.
Cat smells the fear. You know what, Dasher P. Come on, James. We know for years he wants to do this amount of work. Exactly.
I'm going to mute the mic. I'm going to have it. I'm going to get the stuff working on Discord with him first. Then I'm going to get it working here through the stream. And then we're going to begin. All right? So FYI, it's going to take a minute. There's nothing you can do. If the person's not already on the call, you have to do this live. Sorry for those who want, tech immediately. And, whoa, why isn't it live right now? I'm working on it, okay?
Because you're a dumbass.
All right, let me mute the mic.
He gets to be sleazy scumbag.
I'll be back in a moment. And we will get stuff going. Fair enough? So let me... Okay, ready? Get that out of there. And I'll be right back, everybody.
Holy shit, DSP, you're still going to be late. You're already late, now you're going to be even later.
This, okay.
3 more, we get a bingo. That's a bingo. What was that? Inglourious Bastards. Great movie. Didn't even free DJ Trump for the event. Womp, womp, womp. We want more Pepes. There's a Pepe. Give us all the Pepes. Pepes. Give us all the Pepes. 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 We want Pepes. Will he just be down and give us music? Just pure silence within the sound of silence. That song is now stuck in my head. Damn it, DSP, how dare you do that? The King of Silence. Can you imagine you just stumble across the stream? What the fuck's going on? Why is there just fire? There's nothing else going on. What the fuck? I'd ask in chat, but you gotta be a sub for at least 28 hours. Guys, you haven't been a sub for at least 28 hours. You can't even ask a question. A riddle? Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
Folks, Review Tech is having tech issues. So as soon as his tech issues are done, we'll begin. I'm waiting for him to get it fixed, and I'll keep you in the
It'd
loop.
be hilarious if you text is
I'm
fucking
ready
with
to go,
him.
and I'm waiting for him to figure his stuff out. So we'll start as soon as he fixes it. Alrighty then.
Come on, View Tech. It'd be funny if you were just fucking with him. Come on, View Tech. Fuck with him. Fuck with him. Fuck with him. You know, DSP, I could be playing Diablo 2 right now. I was on my way to go telestomp Diablo with my Necromancer. I said, once you get a stat that has charges of teleport, it's so much easier because you just telestomp anything. God, I play that game way too much to know all the ins and outs of it. Has four eyes but can't see.
All
Mississippi.
right, everyone on stream, we're going to get the camera set up, but we're still going to be muted for a sec, and then we are going to start. So everyone just be calm.
Pretty sure
Cameras are
there's four
coming
eyes,
up, and then we'll be ready to
Mississippi.
start in a sec.
Yay! Might actually get a stream going now. I say we see ViewTech USA. Oh, let this be a shit show. Ah, I was right. Could be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've heard that there's a lot of people out there that. What was like the one streamer got
All right,
permission
everyone, so you can hear
to
me.
stream it, and then
Rich, hello,
Ubisoft
how
took it
are
down.
you?
I'm lovely, Philip. How are you?
I'm
You're
good.
looking stunning in that sweater today. Looking nice.
Thank you, sir. So I'm
Sir.
adjusting right now. I'm going to ask the
What the fuck?
ask the chat. How does it sound? Because
I'm
every
enjoying.
time. No, go
I'm
ahead.
enjoying your succulent. I'm enjoying your succulents behind you. They're very succulent.
Of course. Well, you built them too, so you know how succulent they are.
They're very. I love them.
So, guys, how
Thank
does
you
the
for the
What the
inspiration.
fuck?
How is the audio levels, everybody? Are we good? Because every time I do it on Discord, everyone says that I'm too loud, but I tried to adjust it today so it sounds good. Are we good, everybody? They say we're good.
Come
All
on,
right,
review
well,
tech.
let's begin.
Don't be a bitch.
So, wow. First of all, an epic moment. I think this has been a long time coming, in the making. People have wanted to see us have a conversation for a very, very long time. And thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for giving us your time. I want to say that up front.
What interesting, what a coincidence. What are the odds? It's the coincidence of this timing, just, you know, I'm sure it's all just circumstantial, right?
Oh, of course. There's absolutely no reason why it would be right now, this week, or anything. No, it's just it came together that way by complete, you know, dumb luck, right?
100% to do with Kino Casino.
You're here.
Yeah, do not go full quartering. Do not go full quartering.
I thank you for your time, and I want to let you know, because I told the audience this before. I know you weren't here. There is absolutely no interruptions. There's no pop-ups on this stream. I'm not going to be reading shout-outs or anything from anyone. The stupid camera is screwing with me right now. But I'm not going to be doing anything to be distracted. It's you and me. I want to respect you because you're giving me your time. You know,
I don't think Phil has Tourette's. His snoring is not anything to do with Tourette's.
Shut them out after we're done when you're gone. You know, it has nothing to do with you. I'm not going to be reading out.
It's actually Lord DSP parody. He was done with review tech.
That's not what this is. Okay.
I don't care. I don't care if you did anyway, but that's fine.
I know you don't care, but it's just the thing. I mean, you're going to give me your time, dude. I got to give you respect for doing that. You know, you could be doing something better with your time, I'm sure. And I appreciate you.
Anything would be better than dealing with DSP.
Now, before we begin, I want to clear the air here. You have absolutely no preconceived notions of what this appearance is, right? You don't know. We haven't talked about if it's going to be a topic, if it's going to be anything, right? We haven't planned anything, correct?
No, not once. And if you did, I would call you out on it. You didn't.
There you go.
Say a fucking word to me about anything.
Because people have been speculating for the last couple of days. Well, since yesterday, and I guess you had let it drop on your show that you were going to appear a couple of days ago before we had really confirmed it. And then I confirmed it yesterday, and everyone's freaking out. This is an evil plot. They've got all this stuff going on. And, you know, this is not legit. But no, it's not the case. We have nothing planned. All right. Previously, like Rich, you know, and I have not spoken about this beforehand. This is completely a legit appearance here.
Oh shit!
And I guess Rich,
this has all been set up beforehand.
Saying anything, just before we
start, all right.
Are you going to get shirtless?
Absolutely not. I'm just curious.
Oh come on!
Do you have anything you would like to just say up front as a starter before we get into anything? Is there anything you want to get off your chest? Is there anything you'd like to say?
I got plenty of questions, but this is your show, so I will let you begin.
Oh,
I have plenty.
He's got plenty of questions, but it's my show. All right, that's fair enough. That's a good way to start. Okay. All right. So,
come on, as far as Ben, Nothing Burger, come on.
You know, the timing of everything, correct? Because obviously I tried to get you on this show back in the fall, and it fell apart. You did cancel last minute. Then you wanted to come back on it. At that point, I wasn't interested. But we're not here to argue about the specifics of what happened there. But I have tried to have you on, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. So now, this week, I've got you on. All right? And a lot of people are like, this is great. It's the first face-to-face of Rich versus Phil, and they're going to either have it out, or maybe this is a plot. They're going to be like buddies now because the casino has turned on Phil.
Casino.
And now Phil's probably looking for allies, right? And he's looking for buddies to team up with against the casino, right? That's what everyone's saying. What do you think about that?
Well, I hope to God that you knew from the beginning that was going to happen.
Shirtless Phil reward.
I don't think you
never
did, though, because you were essentially in there. You did simp for them for a while, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I found funny is that things that I've just said for years, you make it like I'm going to stalk you and dry hump your front door in the middle of the night.
Do it.
But
that'd be hilarious.
When PPP said those things at the time, now you're different because the fallout and, you know, he was calling your wife fat. But back then, it was with them, it was just razzing. What's the difference between when I said something and when PPP said something, which would be just as bad?
He made him a lot of money.
Worse. Why was there a difference with that?
Well, there's two things. Number one, if you
PPP
have
made me a
some
lot
kind
of money.
An arrangement with someone, if you're working business-wise with someone, okay, and you know that there's a mutual benefit to being associated and making content, then you give a few inches, right? You'll give a little bit of leeway. You'll let
Only
them
a
get
few
little bit of
inches.
a
I doubt
rise,
you even
or
have
get a little
that,
bit of a
DSP.
boost, or a little bit of whatever it is on your behalf. Because, quite frankly, you're also getting a boost on their behalf by being associated and making content with them. All right? But just
That'd
like
be hilarious if
everything,
camera stops
there's a
working.
limit to that.
You're not wrong about that,
And
Luis.
what's happened is PPP took it upon himself to keep pushing those boundaries as far as he possibly could, thinking that he was a big shit, basically, and he could get away with whatever.
But that
He
was
is,
that
though.
was at the
Way bigger than
11th
you.
hour, though, Phil. I mean, they were there was actually a video of where like you tiptoed into confronting him about what he said about your wife, and you gave him a pass. Also, too, there's a video that Mighty D has where
Mighty D.
you were, and this happened multiple times. It wasn't just in his video, where you would be in their kick chat in like the wee hours of the morning, text messaging them or messaging them in their chat like a teenage girl. You were gifting subs. You would go back and forth. You always say that your time, like that was, what were you doing then? You say your time is valuable. You say you're very busy, but then you were sitting there in their chat, essentially just simping, actually, which is funny. We'll talk more about simping later, but that was very strange to me.
Very thirsty.
Well, I guess we've had a good cold open.
Hopefully,
right?
he's going to be
into
entertaining
right?
during
we'll
this.
Get into like the format and what this is actually going to be. So, Rich, I have to be honest with you. All right, I'm going to be very honest with you right now. Okay. I do have a plan for this appearance, and it's nothing whatsoever what you think it is. Okay, but I want you to calm down. I want you to calm down. There's no guests coming on or anything. It's just you and me. I promise you that. Okay, no special, no
What
shocking
the fuck?
twists. No, oh my god, gotcha.
Even if there was a guest, that would be fine.
Okay.
Good drink.
Rich, do you recognize this?
Let me look on.
He's not looking. Oh, you don't see me?
Those are your poker chips, Phil. Yeah.
Correct.
Are you kidding? We're going to be going back to this.
Briefcase that was used as a prop during the co-op react that I did.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Kino Casino back in the summer.
Really,
DSP? Watched the documentary from June the King. And basically, it was used as a way to humiliate you over the course of that event, where every time that there was something embarrassing that happened, we would take some chips out, right? And at the end, we're at the very end, you had one chip left. And I said, this is your chip. I'm going to hold on to it. And I had it on my screen back here. And everything, was around this chip in the casino. And you even called it out in your content. And you said, Phil, you fool. They're not your friends, but you have their memes in your content and all of that.
They weren't your
I'm
friends.
well
He was
aware of
right.
all that stuff that you said, okay?
Which was true from the beginning. Everyone saw that coming from a mile away. You were a content mill for them.
So, okay.
As you've seen.
Fair enough. Now, I bring this up for a reason, all right? And we're going to explain it in just a moment. But I have one other question for you before I actually show you the briefcase, okay? And the question is this.
Fuck?
Okay.
Are you familiar with the king snake? The animal?
Nope.
You're not?
Nope.
The king snake is a creature, a snake, that lures other snakes into its den. Dangerous snakes, snakes that are known to already be predators, rattlesnakes, and others. The king snake uses this trick in order to make those creatures feel safe. And then the king snake surprises those creatures from behind
What is going
and
on?
swallows them whole. The king snake.
Are you swallowing me, Phil?
Hold on. The king snake eats other predators whole after laying a trap. Okay?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the briefcase. This
Oh, thank you, Agent 47.
is Andy and Ashton's briefcase. Because, ladies and gentlemen, today on this podcast. This is
What the
not
fuck?
the Level 1 podcast featuring RTU at all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Level 666 podcast straight out of fucking hell, because today, live on the show, it is time to explain to you how over the last 8 months and the last couple of years, all of my planning has finally come to fruition. I robbed Kino Casino.
The fuck are you talking about?
I'm
No,
not
you
kidding.
didn't.
I'm
How
not
did you, Rob?
fucking kidding. Everything that you have seen happen, I swear to God, has been part of my plan all along. Because all of you think I'm so fucking stupid. You all
are.
thought that this was he got fooled. He had the wool pulled over his eyes. I 100% had this planned since day one.
Phil,
And I am going.
I
You don't believe me?
no, I don't believe you.
X
I've
to
been watching
doubt.
you now for over a decade. You were full in on this hook line, and so you called Andy your
Hook, line, and
gaming
sinker for every
soulmate.
little stinker.
Okay. Rich, I got the receipts. And we're going to look at them together right now on this show.
Okay.
Are you
I
ready?
would like to see these. Yes, Philip.
This is the briefcase of Andy and Ashton. And every single time that we go through a topic and I expose them for who they really are, they're going to lose a few
What
chips.
the fuck?
And we're going to see at the end how many chips these two have left over.
This feels like retcon to me, Phil, but sure, prove it to me.
Sure.
Let me see.
Show us these receipts. Take a
We're
sip.
good. No worries, man.
Chug.
All right. So, let's get started, shall we? I'm changing my screen, so if you don't, because Rich, you can't see any of this, obviously. I'm going to let you know what I'm actually doing here, and you might want to tune into the stream. It's going to be very hard for you to see, but I'm going to be reading
I'm
things
already
as
on
well.
this. I'm already on the stream too.
Okay. Let me actually resize you here so that you can actually be. Here we go. So here's the funny part, folks. All this week, there's been all these threats thrown around by Kino Casino saying, God forbid that any of these private messages be leaked that I had with Phil or we had with Phil, because these private messages would be so damning. They would hurt him so
Like,
bad.
I'm not sure what
He
the
is
fuck's going
hiding
on.
from it. And we're counting down to when we leak the messages. I already put the messages online. And by the end of this show, I'm going to give everyone the links, and you can all read them for yourselves in full.
Holy shit. Alright, guys, do you believe this? Now, it was actually suggested that he do this. Duty, Tevin, whoever, like, someone said, like, if he wanted to beat Kino Casino at their own game, he should leak the DMs first. Yeah, they might still be damning, but he steals their thunder. If he steals their thunder, that'd be a way to get over on him. Is he actually gonna fucking do it? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't believe for a second there's no fucking way in hell.
I'm not kidding. Because this was my plan
This doesn't
all along.
sound like 4D chess. This sounds like damage control.
There's no damage
This sounds
control
like,
here.
This sounds like you're just trying to get in front of what they're going to say.
There's nothing to say. As you're going to see and what we're going to go through, everything that they think they have was already planned ahead of time. Every single thing that I told them was either a lie, a half-truth, or something to buy their confidence. So they would think that over time, they would have something on me. Because the truth is, Rich, I'm tired of being pushed around. I really am. All right? I'm going to be honest with you and the internet right now. Back in 2023, when I did that Side Scrollers interview, and that interview went how it did, and I walked out of there thinking, not a lot of people are going to like me. But at least that interview's out there, and now I don't have to worry about this bullshit anymore. And then
Because those interviews make you seem disingenuous, Phil. Like, think about
Fair
how
enough.
simple.
Fair enough.
Think about how simple it would have been to show, like, hey, just show me that down from, which we know is your account now, which we know you're still using, by the way. Down from the rafters is my WWE Champions account. My Sweaty Man Addiction is there. And then you were like, I got to protect my family, which made no sense, Phil. That made zero sense. How does showing a username in a game? That's the equivalent of like showing a gamer tag on like your Xbox Series X. And you said, and then when you had him on the show, and he said, I forget the exact wording. I just thought of this now. I do have notes, by the way, but he was like, so you weren't telling the truth. And you said to him, it doesn't matter if I was telling the truth or not. It's still an answer.
That's right.
That's
Because
exactly
I
what he
wasn't there
said.
to give them some kind of an insane, truthful expose on anything. The whole idea was I give you an interview. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, but I'll give you an interview, and then we're supposed to actually continue on with content. I was supposed to be a regular guest on their show, which was actually the original premise of being on it, is that I was going to be on there, add my 2 cents towards topics and everything, get some exposure, maybe bring some viewers over to my channel. Some of my viewers go to their channel. They didn't give me that respect because after the interview, they decided to make endless amounts of content for weeks to months.
Because you lied to them.
And making tons of money. And the problem is that
Because you
negates the whole premise of
lied.
the interview. An interview is supposed to be you just ask questions, you give answers, and then the audience has to judge for themselves.
No.
Not right after the interview ends, the interviewers say, "Oh, well, that whole thing was bullshit. We don't like that guy, and he's an asshole. Don't believe him."
Because you
completely
lied.
disingenuously conducted that interview if that's how you behave yourself after, in my opinion. So,
Phil, every radio show or talk show has after shows about the guests that they have on, and
I can't wait to see this
weren't
bullshit.
truthful, so their take on
This is
you
such
was
bullshit.
right.
Who came up with this?
So I'm not
Darziak?
really sure where you're coming from with that. Like,
fair enough, but that's not even what we're here for today, okay? And I get it. We already argued about the side scrollers thing for ages. They're not even the topic of discussion here. But after the side scrollers thing, I had enough. I said, I've had enough of people on the internet always constantly using me as the butt of their joke, talking about me, using me to make
Yeah,
money,
do a house
and doing everything they
tour. No
possibly can
pets.
in order
and
to
they're wrong.
kind of, you know, mess with me and just get over on my behalf. And I realized at that point, the only way that I was going to be able to change things was to actually do something for myself. But there's no way that I could actively do it.
Over 1,000 people watching.
Because
Holy
if I did it
shit.
publicly, then everyone would just laugh. Because everyone thought
He's
I
never
was
had
a
this many
big
people
meme and a
watching
big
before in a
joke,
long
right?
time.
And you still, I mean, like some
Without
extent,
using
people
view
still do.
bots.
I mean, I got a little bit more of a boost since, you know, the last 8 months, but not much. But what no one
You made over $90,000 minimum during the Kino Casino arc. Kino Casino arc was responsible for $90,000 minimum, up to $120,000, up to $120,000.
realized is that I decided for myself to do something with initiative. And I said, I want to try to actually get over on one of these people who's one of these content creators who's constantly a misery broker. And I know you've heard me say that before. What I think a misery broker is someone who literally doesn't make content for themselves. All they do is they look at other people's misery, they report on it, they make fun of it, they laugh at it, and then they make a bunch of money.
Like Drama Alert
So
and
a day
Low
when
Count
it's
Live.
a bad day for someone else is a good day for them. But in reality, if
So
it weren't for other
you-
people, they wouldn't be able to ever have any popularity. It's the only reason they get anything.
So what you're saying, this whole entire thing for your casino arc was 4D chess that you were playing them to the point that you would hurt your own reputation and career?
Rich, not only that, I cased probably 6 or 7 different individuals who I thought I could maybe get in their good graces, figure out how to get in on it, and see what would happen. And
Sorry.
after looking at all of these different people, all right?
I'll
someone
say
in my
extra
chat
doubt that
one
he
day had
thought.
said,
Really, you had a thought
did you hear about
CSP
Kino
bullshit.
Casino? Did you hear that they're also making fun of Review Tech? Just like you are, or just like he's making fun of you and back and forth. And did you hear that they're constantly making fun of him in their content? Okay? And I said, no, I don't know anything about these guys. I didn't. But I went over there and I actually watched their content once. And I knew from the first moment that I started watching their show, this was going to be the one that was going to work if I was going to try to make this happen. Okay? Now, Rich, I'm going to be honest.
This is
again,
such cope
You
bullshit.
have unwittingly been a part of this since day one because you were the reason that I contacted them. You were the reason why I affiliated with them. The whole co-op, react to your
Well,
documentary.
at least that's one thing that Andy said was true. I wasn't as unwitting as you think, but yes. Ashton kept on saying that you went to him. And now I see that is actually accurate. Okay. So
you're gonna see it's accurate because I'm gonna show you all of it. I have it
What
all right
the
here, and we're gonna look at
fuck
it together.
is
But I just
this?
need everyone to
I am
understand
so glad
what
I'm
the
covering this with you
premise is
guys.
that's going on here.
'Cause my
is
mind
that
is absolutely fucking
The
blown
whole
at this
idea was
bullshit.
to get in the good graces of the casino, to find a way to collab that was going to get me over, that was going to get me some popularity, make me some money, but also at the same time make them think I'm some kind of a fucking idiot.
Are you winning,
so that
son?
They will always think that I'm indebted to them, that I'm always going to do what they say, because I know how they are. Let's be honest here. We know Ashton. We know
220D
Andy.
checkers.
These guys are not squeaky clean. These guys have
1651
burned every bridge.
checkers.
They don't have friends. They
Yet
can't
you were
have
still
friends.
Yet you were still absolutely dying to work with them, though.
Oh, not dying to work with them. They were a means for me to finally get out of the position that I was in, being the whipping boy of the internet. And that was the intention from day one. Everything that I laid out, every conversation I had
holla
with them,
holla
every
to the
late-night
membership
bullshit session I had with them when I should have been asleep, every time
Add
I
you
was
to
on
the
their streams kissing
board.
their butt, throwing them super memberships or whatever, was all part of this. And they think they have something on me. They're
Me?
insane. How they didn't
They
know.
do.
How they didn't know that everything I was saying was fake, I don't know. Because, I mean, I'll give you some examples here. I said, my wife was sick and she had found God. And now because of that, I can't do this idea that you came up with. And they bought it. And I said, oh, my rabbit is sick, so I can't do the show today. My mom is sick, so I have to fly. I keep saying sick, like every excuse was someone's sick. Yet they bought it every time. Every fucking time.
Or you were just nervous to go do it, so you canceled on it.
Like
Well,
a
the
bitch.
point I'm making here is I basically manipulated them as much as I could to make them do what I wanted. I got what I wanted. And then when I knew they were going to eventually turn on me, because we all knew that from the get-go, right? We knew they were going to turn.
That's kind of just gross too, Phil. You would say that your family members were sick to get out of doing things with them?
Oh,
to
it's
get
not
a one up on them?
No. It's not to get out of doing things with them. It's to basically have a way to make them believe that everything I'm saying is true. Because no one is going to think that someone's going to just pull that out of their ass. But to beat a snake, you have to be the better snake, Rich. It's the only way to do it. You have to make them believe the lies. And man,
They didn't believe the lies, though.
Their eyes for
They
the
thought you were
last
just
8
lying to
months
get out of doing
until
something with
finally
them.
I had enough. And the truth is,
Kino Casino straight up said that they didn't believe you. Like, he's saying that, oh, this is sick, that's sick, this is dying. He's just saying that because he doesn't want to do what we asked him to do. He's a bitch.
I had enough for 2 reasons. Number 1, the disrespect to my family. And number 2, because I wasn't getting anything out of the collaboration anymore. These guys, all right, have some of the worst ideas I've ever seen for content. They were pitching ideas that would have worked, but they didn't have any clout to make the ideas happen. They legitimately couldn't make anything work that would have made us money. It was cancellation, denial, cancellation, denial, after. It was like endless.
Phil, I'm not a fan of the casino, but they did have the clout and the money to make things happen. I think the only person believing this in this stream right now is you. I don't.
Rich,
I mean, how do you do so? You're trying to tell me to believe that for the past 8 months, when you were sitting there gifting them subs, simping for them like hours upon hours on end, trying to get them to pay attention to you like they were Beavis and Butthead and you were Stewart, that this was all some big plan to get vengeance on people that if you never affiliated with,
fucking great,
you would be in a better position than you are now. You went, Phil. It's just a fact. You saw that there was an opportunity there. They feigned friendship with you. You called Andy Worski your gaming soulmate. You were so into all this to the point that you let them shame you. And now in the end, after all is said and done, you come out.
You banned Derek. You banned one of your few very legitimate fans because they told you to. Guys, it was all part of the act. I banned my longtime fan, one of the few fans I actually have left, as part of the act, guys. You gotta believe me. I pissed off a fan, one of my few legitimate fans I've ever had in the past 20 years, to be part of the play, guys. It's all part of the plan.
On the other end looking worse, and you're trying to tell me that this is 4D chess? Come on, Phil.
Rich,
Come on.
I could never possibly come out at the end of anything looking worse. You understand that, right?
You
like,
could.
I have been
You're
the joke of
DSP.
the
That's what
internet
you
for
do.
over a decade. No one listens to me. Even when I have valid things to say, they do that stupid meme that's like, oh, the guy that you hate the most or the worst guy you know finally made a good comment, right? So there's
But
nothing
you don't make
to
a good
lose.
comment.
There was only anything to gain. My viewers don't give two shits about the drama
They do.
at all.
They do.
They don't want the drama. And that's why when it started to get to the point where these guys wanted me to completely change who I was, all of my content into drama content, that's when I basically broke it off, and they completely lost their minds because they're so angry that I was the one in charge of the situation all along and not them. All right.
You've not been in charge
Enough
of
of us
anything.
chatting about this. And by the
You
way,
weren't in charge of the situation. You absolutely weren't. But
you,
okay.
you feel free to go ahead. You feel free to chime in. I'm okay with this. All right. You feel free to chime in whenever you want. But the reason you're here is very simple. I want you to witness this going down. Okay. And you are the one who basically started the whole thing with me reaching out to them and us reacting to your react. So, or your documentary.
React.
So it's only fair that you be a part of this. You understand where I'm coming from? You think that that's a fair thing to have you here?
Sure, Phil. Let's see what you got, boy. Let's see.
All right.
This
So
is such
it's already
absolute
been
fucking
said.
bullshit.
I didn't realize that they had said this, but we'll go ahead and we'll show it anyway. And by the way, because now I'm going to start showing stuff, everybody.
This is only in charge of
FYI,
down from the
At
rafters.
the very end of this show, I am going to give you all the links to the raw files that contain all of the DMs between myself, PPP, and Andy, so you can all read them in the entirety for yourself. All right? So that way there's no shock. There's oh, he hid something. He edited anything. I've edited nothing. This is all 100% unedited. You're going to be able to watch. And appropriately, they're all nicely in PDF files, which makes sense since those guys have been shooting for PDFs for quite some time. So now you can read all their logs for yourself online. Okay, so
What the fuck is this?
so we start off with the very first time that I ever talked to them. And this, I guess they've already admitted to this, that it was me that reached out to them, okay, in a DM, basically saying, hey, you know, is this the host of Kino Casino? I'm trying to find a way to talk to the guys, but I can't find anything official, okay? And so we had a conversation back and forth. Of course, the first thing we're talking about is you, Rich. I saw your vid about Review Tech threatening June the King. Today I have my take on it on my podcast. And I basically used you as the way to bridge that gap and get that initial introduction with these guys. In fact, the whole idea of us doing
So you're the Batman. You're the Batman of drama merchants, going selflessly to take them down.
You can call it whatever you want. You know, you really can. But the point here is, I was the one who initiated the contact. I was the one who actually suggested the react to your documentary. They had kind of alluded to it on their show, but they never thought it would happen because they never spoken to me before. So I contacted them and I said,
what the fuck is
let's
this?
do it. This is a genius idea. I knew.
Yeah,
that
this
was
ain't the
gonna make
raw
money
DMs.
for
This is
both of us.
bullshit.
I knew that was going
I
to
wonder
be
how
big.
heavily
It
edited
was
this
gonna
was
bring
by
me notoriety. It
Darziak.
was going to bring them notoriety. I'm the one
Yeah,
who put that great idea
That is something
out
that
there
didn't
and
have
made
the
it happen.
Darziak fuck with.
All right? It was me, not them. It was my actual making it happen that started this whole thing and got this popularity train rolling. Now, there's a few pages here and us going back and forth.
Okay, Phil, I got a pin to pop on this. Here's what I think.
Go ahead.
I think you just your hate boner for me was throbbing. You saw that they were wiping the fucking floor with me, and you wanted in on it. And when they embraced you and treated you like one of the whack pack on Howard Stern, you got a taste of more money. You thought they feigned friendship with you, which you bought into. At least is what it seems like. No, better yet, I think it was friendship, and I think you saw that you were getting money. So you, like, your nose was Andy Worski's asshole now must be spread out maybe like another 2 inches because your nose was so deep in there.
What the fuck?
Like, what I think you're doing now, as a matter of fact,
yes, Kino's definitely be showing the DM chain. I can't wait.
That this is disastrous for you. That you're trying to be like, aha! All along, it was my master plan. It was not your master plan, Phil.
Okay.
It wasn't. And look, that's fine. But I'm just not going to believe it. I don't think anybody with like a upper double-digit IQ will believe it.
So we have 2 files here, and I'm just seeing if I can actually show you. So I don't know if you can see them on the screen, everybody. Here, I'm going to try to get this here. So this is the file of me talking with Andy in DMs. Okay, this is all of them, back to back, 182 kilobytes. The one of me talking with PPP, 1,031 kilobytes. Why?
When did you make these, Phil? Right click on them, go to properties. When is the
sure.
origin date of these?
Where's properties on here? There you go.
You right click on whatever file you're clicking on.
Just made them a couple days ago. Here it is. I got them off of my X archives, and I used a third-party app to turn them into PDF files so that we could actually see
You
them
mean
today. Or else
Darziak?
You have to be in a web browser to see them. So
Darziak did
the
it all,
point
huh?
I'm making why I brought that up is I almost never talk to Andy at all. Almost never. Andy is kind of the guy from what I'm to understand. He's the tech guy, all right? He's the guy that gets everything together, that the data runs the show. But PPP is the guy who actually gets the ideas, talks to people, wrangles them in, etc. I talk to PPP about 40,000 times more than I ever talk to Andy. And it's hilarious because the internet has this misconception that, like, I'm bros with Andy and we always talk behind the scenes about games. We almost never talked at all. I
Let's show it.
endless folders here of me talking to PPP about all the stuff we did. I have a tiny folder of the few things I ever talked to Andy about. It's just a complete fallacy. But that's what people want to believe because they want to think that, like, I was his best friend or something. Andy, I'll be honest, I think that PPP is kind of the brains, while Andy is just kind of the operations. You know what I'm saying?
Scatterpod says
never
over
did Andy contact
9,000.
media. Never was he the go-between. It was always PPP who was the guy who was talking to me about everything the entire time. Okay? So what I'd like to do...
It was you... What would you like to do, Phil? You were the ones who were trying to make it like they were your best. So you're saying even when you defended them and went to bat for them with the numerous clips that are out there, and on your own channel, I've seen them because you always say it's always the track when they're like, oh, they're just razzing me. This was so you were humiliating yourself to get like a master plan of vengeance back on them.
I 1,000,000% knew they were going to turn on me eventually. There was no way they were never going to because they've done it to everyone. They've burned every bridge. They do whatever they need for personal gain. And everyone knows this. Like you said, you knew it. Everyone else knew it. But everyone apparently thought I was the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
You are.
I'm not. I knew exactly what was going on from day one. They seemed to be the only ones who didn't get it. They thought I was that dumb.
You were desperate.
There's a difference between desperation and actually finally taking control of your destiny, which I decided.
My destiny, guys. My destiny.
The best way to take control of your destiny is to not get yourself involved in that. The best way to take control of your destiny is to do rewards for your audience that isn't you eating pizza. Like those are ways to control your destiny. The way to control your destiny is to make content that's more entertaining. You could say I'm a clown, I'm a buffoon all you want to, but me getting the tattoo of you near my left ass cheek as you as Dracula from Castlevania is bizarre. Maybe it's a little gay too. That's okay. It like people want entertainment, and right now you're not. Oh, I know we're going a little off topic here. You're not offering it. Did you see the video where someone said that you the middle manager, Phil? Did you see that video?
No, I don't watch any of those videos. I have no time for it. I'm busy doing this thing here.
It's think about it though. It's not. Don't even take it as an insult. There's
probably over 100,000 at this point.
You're talking about a pizza party, like it's like if you're working in commission sales and you hit a goal, but the reward is your audience watches you eat pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see where that's insane?
Rich, there's entire businesses on the internet based on people eating food on camera. You realize this, right?
But Phil, okay, I understand what you're saying, but I was like, let me go see his DSP. You have your DSP tries it on DSP reacts, right?
Yeah,
that's where you put them. One of them at most got 2,000 views. You probably made like 75 cents off of it.
Yeah, because that's not the business, that's the reward. Get it? I've already raised the funding for it, so I can do it. It's the opposite of what you're thinking.
So then you're solidifying what I'm saying, that the reward for your audience is to watch you eat something that they could drive down the street and get themselves.
Because that's what they want.
But DSP can't drive down the street because apparently he doesn't have a license anymore. Which would explain his, guys, I can't just drive down to Wendy's and pick it up. I have to DoorDash it. Why, DSP? It's literally 1.7 miles from your house. Guys, it'd take me at least 30 minutes. How the fuck would it take you 30 minutes to drive 1.7 miles to the Wendy's near your house? Call the Wendy's near your house. Say, hey, I'm going to be picking up this order. All right. Then you show up and you pick up the order. 1.7 miles. Don't quote me on that. It could be 2.1 miles. It's anything within 5 miles. Like, what the fuck are you doing door dashing from a place that's under 5 miles from your place? Even, let's say the speed limit was 25 miles. I don't know why it would be, but let's say the speed limit was 25 miles an hour and it was actually 5 miles away. It still does not take half an hour to drive there, pick up your order, and drive back. It's because somebody doesn't have his license anymore. Dude, don't you love his rewards? I could not imagine going, alright guys, we just broke 60 people watching on stream, so now I'm gonna bust out some grilled cheese and eat it on stream for you guys.
When they watch me do those videos, they see me try a product that maybe they will then get because they want to try it. And numerous people over the years have said, hey, I saw you try that and I went and got it. Man, it was good. Or the flip side, man, I couldn't believe it was that bad. I had to try it for myself and man, it was really bad. Or, hey, I was going to get that, but I didn't because I saw your video and now I realize it's bad. So thanks for saving me the trip and the money. But we're not here to argue about the validity of DSP tries it. We're here to take a look at the receipts.
Can we talk about your microphone setup too as well?
Who cares about my microphone setup? What are you talking about?
Because you've given me a lot of flack about this microphone setup, but this is actually technically the correct way.
In front of me, I have 8 months of private conversations with the casino, exposing them for their idiotic attitudes, the things that they said to insult people that will get them in hot water. We've got all kinds of... You want to talk about my microphone? You're for real right now.
Well, yeah, because it kind of ties into the... Like, I know you're being disingenuous, making it like this is a master plan, and you're even with small things. It's not about... Who gives a shit about the microphone? But the point is that you're disingenuous, Phil. First off, you're not using your... Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
Actually, I need a sip of my luscious drink here. You're using your dynamic microphone right now, like a shotgun mic. Actually, if you watch PPP, he also has a dynamic microphone like you and I have. If you watch other podcasters, this is how you're supposed to have the mic. It's also supposed to be very close to your mouth because dynamic microphones mitigate how much audio is around the room.
I know. I'm well aware of this, Rich. I can do it too.
But you're not, though, because I'm looking at you right now on screen.
Because I don't want the mic up my ass when I do my podcast, Rich. It still sounds good and I don't have to suck the mic.
So, no, it doesn't. Your mic actually sounds worse than your previous mic. Many people have said it. You're using your mic wrong, and I feel like you're using your mic wrong just out of pride to get back at me and other people that are telling you that Phil, put the mic,
you're an idiot.
Get a different stand, put it so it's here near your mouth, and you don't have to have these 8 billion different filters in OBS that makes it sound like you sound like you're going through puberty again. Your voice sounded significantly fuller and better before. You know, and again, who cares about the mic stand in and of itself? It just shows, Phil, how you're disingenuous and why I can't believe you about this whole master plan.
The mic is what shows I'm disingenuous. And that's why you can't believe the evidence I'm about to show you.
I'll say, with his current obsession with the WWE cards, those are perfect. You're like, all right, guys, who's your favorite wrestler? Who's that favorite wrestler that I've opened? Oh, Jade really likes this wrestler. Well, Jade, I'm going to autograph it and send it to you in the mail. Depending on how well the U.S. Postal Service is that, it might be 3 or 4 days, but I autographed it and I'm sending it right to you, Jade. Hopefully you enjoy it and hang it up on your wall. I'm glad I was able to do that for you, Jade. Not any random asshole in his chat, no. But people like Jade or others that are in his chat like every single day, they're like, hey, who's your favorite wrestler? Lester Melton? Well, my favorite wrestler that you've opened today was this guy. All right, well, I'm going to autograph it. I'm going to send you this in the mail. He could do that with the cards. He has something physical he could give away to his fans. Not because he hit a goal. Not because he raised enough money. Not because, oh, here, we got the 50 goal stream, whatever. No. Just because, all right, guys, well, at the end of Smart Guys, get a hold of me on Twitter or Gmail, whatever, and like, hey, here's my address. I want this wrestler. Thank you for autographing and sending it to me. That's awesome. Thank you. He could do something like that. But he won't. Because he's a dumbass.
Yes. Also, we could go into, too, when you got that mini PC. When you just make up facts off the top of your head.
If anything, all right, let it be said. I tried to get Rich involved in this because I thought he would add something. I thought he'd be interested in what I've done here. But I guess he's more interested in arguing little idiosyncracies of nonsense. This is what he thinks is entertaining to the internet.
No,
this is amazing.
It's not idiosyncrasies. It's not idiosyncrasies. Phil, what about, can I ask a question? Now, that mic stand that boom arm that you got, you realize, I actually found it. I have it right here. You spent how many hours and you ended up breaking the boom arm, right? Why do you make your audience do your work for you? instead of you looking up. It's a
Folks.
short broadcast, one mic. Hold on,
Folks.
don't say folks. Don't say folks yet. Don't say folks yet. There's a 1 and 30-second mic video. Why couldn't you look that up instead of having a multi-hour stream where like your audience's time you have to understand is valuable? Like I got a flash cart that I found in a drawer. I had to find new firmware for it. Not going to get. Point being is that I looked into things myself, looked it up myself. I didn't fire up a stream and say, "Hey guys, watch me be a dumbass and look how to make this flash cart work." These all tie into why anyone with a modest intelligence is not going to be like, "Man, Phil was getting the one up on them." Because you. Well, yes, please talk to me, Phil.
For a decade, you had a channel called Review Tech USA, and in
Mhm.
the last 5 minutes that you have wasted of everyone's time, you have reviewed more tech than you did in your entire decade on your own channel.
Okay, but that still doesn't take away from what I'm saying right now.
You are the master of bad timing and how to make things that are exciting incredibly fucking boring. Good God, man. Don't you understand?
How is it boring when I'm saying things like you?
Oh my God.
You
Dude,
said
aliens would be landing outside, and you would be talking about how your stove is malfunctioning. Like, what the
Phil,
fuck are you talking about?
Phil,
We are not
aliens would be-
here to talk about a microphone, you incredible buffoon. Could you stop
But
for
the
5
mic-
seconds
no,
and
don't get
just
angry. I'm
stop
not angry.
wasting everyone's time so we can
Don't
actually
get
talk about the
angry.
subject matter?
I am not angry. You also talk. It's what I'm trying to tell you, Phil, is that you see why it's hard to
All right.
believe you. You also just recently said you can't have another Castlevania marathon. There's
Rich.
only 4 classic Castlevania games.
Rich,
Is that
Yeah.
true, Phil?
we have several topics to choose from. All right, we do. I would like to let you choose a topic that we can delve into first. Okay, which topic would you like to delve into? We've got Mudahar. It's a Gundam, which is a nice one because apparently It's a Gundam was coming on their show on Friday, so you'd be interested to see what PPP has to say about him.
Shout out to It's a Gundam. He's my dude. Continue.
Medicare and how they basically ball suck this guy constantly and think that he's the end all be all of content. 2 entire folders of their incredibly awful ideas that I had to keep shutting down because they were so bad.
Sounds like they had some good ideas. Ghost hunting. Get out of the house. Now, is ghost hunting going to be something that DSP is into? Is it going to be something his audience is into? Maybe not his actual audience. But you do a ghost hunt with Kino Casino, show them that you can be one of the bros. Now you go in, hey, we got permission to explore this old prison that got shut down in 1957 after a polio outbreak killed half the people in here, including the guards. And there's rumors that in this cell block you hear this guy, in this cell block you hear that guy. You go into where the old cafeteria was, you can always hear like people clinking around with silverware. Because obviously it'd be before plasticware. They didn't have plastic back then. If we're talking about like an old 1950s prison. Like, oh yeah, so we're going to do that. And like, hey, yeah, we're drinking, we're smoking, we're just bullshitting in this prison, having a good time all night, whatever, fuck it, what do we care? We're here to make content and hang out with our friends. And then let's say, well, your personal audience isn't into that. But maybe 20 people are into that from the Kino Casino crew. They go, he joined up with them. He had a good time with them. He was actually entertaining. He did more than just go, I agree, Eshin. Yep, oh, I totally agree. Yep, I totally see where you come from. We actually went and had a good time. You had fun with your friends. Maybe 20 people show up on your Kick Chat. Maybe some of them become members or gift memberships. But guys, that could take like a week to pay off for me. I need to pay off right. Meow. Jackass.
PPP incredibly embarrassing himself because he actually thought that like we were like bosom buddies or possibly he's gay. I'm not sure. We'd have to see there. And then basically how it fell apart. Also things that they said about Keemstar that I think you'll find pretty interesting. Or we could just look at the very few things that I talked about with Warski because we barely ever spoke. I'm telling you, like it was such minuscule stuff. Where would you like to begin?
Are any of those as embarrassing as when you pressure your audience to donate so your wife doesn't have to cook dinner?
Oh, they're actually way more embarrassing because I do that publicly as an act to entertain while these things were done behind the scenes in good confidence.
But it's not entertaining. It's just pathetic. It is just fucking pathetic. Dumpy Koala just said unfollow deuces. Ooh. That's gonna hurt DSP.
So that's the difference.
All right, so you know what, Phil? Show me something, man. Show me. I want you to show me why you called Strangely Lex a slut too. When I show more skin, as a matter, I show more skin than she.
That's not in here because that just happened recently. We didn't even talk about that behind the scenes. We only talked about that on the show. So what you've seen there on Smart Guys.
There's nothing to see.
There was nothing behind the scenes to talk about. So.
Yeah, nothing to talk about behind the scenes because you did it on your stream, calling her a slut for no reason other than she's a woman.
That was just you being salty, but okay.
So what would you like to talk about here? Or should I just pick one? By the way, for the record, everyone's telling me to just dump you from the show because you've already derailed it so poorly, and they just want me to do this for myself. But I'm keeping you on here out of good faith. So what would you like to,
Phil,
to do?
What the fuck?
Phil, you have over 1,300 viewers right now. I'm not seeing. The only one seeing is maybe because a couple people who want Ethan Ralph to come on, but no one's saying to dump me from the show. This is the most viewership. Like, you would need to do like 6 streams to get this much viewership.
For you, though, Rich. They're not here for you. I hate to tell you.
So you get this much viewership every day?
No, it's because I'm doing.
Oh my god, if RTU drops us as like, fine. If you don't need me on your stream to get 1,300 viewers, then I'm out. Do it, RTU. Do it.
Doing what I'm doing right now. I mean, you being honest, I'm doing this as a service to you because I did use you as the way to get this entire arc started. So I felt like it would be a respectful thing to do to have you on the show while I go through this. But I mean, if you're not interested,
press 1 if you want me to stay. Press 2 if you want me to go.
So I mean, if you're not interested, if you just want to talk about mics and shit, we could do that on another show. But that would not be this one. Okay. So what would you like to do?
Phil, there's mostly 1s here, Phil. There's only a handful of 2s.
Okay. Are you going to pick a topic, or do I pick, or do I dump you from the show? Those are the 3 options. You pick, I pick, or you get dumped. What would you like to do?
You can pick a topic, and then I'll pick the next one. How about that? Let me ask you a question. Oh, no, here's a good one. You keep on saying, even recently, in a video you just made a few weeks ago, that I'm on drugs when I don't even take edibles anymore. I haven't for the past 5 months. Why do you
I
keep
believe
saying
that. I do believe that you're off drugs. Right now, you seem pretty coherent and clear, so, absolutely, that's true.
Now,
you're definitely not on drugs.
This wasn't even a month ago. It was February 24th. You've even said that I drank weed seltzers. Why would you say things that aren't true, that you don't know about?
From what I've seen on your streams, you were drinking weed seltzers in the past. I don't know specifically what you're
Phil?
referencing, so I can't answer.
Look at all them ones.
Phil, I've never had a weed seltzer in my entire life.
So I didn't know that. Do you want me to pick a topic, or you pick one?
You could pick it. You didn't know that, but you went with it, though.
All
okay,
right.
continue.
So we'll start at the beginning. The whole point here, and this is what I want you guys to understand, is when I started working with the casino, all right, the big idea was the co-op react to Rich's documentary. And that was the gold mine, and we all knew it, right? We knew this was going to be the big one, right? And then after that happened, it's like, well, what are we going to do next? And for me, it's like, well, you guys know what I can do. I play games. I can do that. So anything gaming related, I'm down for. But they said, well, we're the drama guys, right? We're going to come up with all these ideas of guests and things that you're going to interact with. So the very first one they had is, let's hit right now. Let's strike when the iron is hot. Let's actually get Mudahar to do a co-op with us. We're going to do Chain Together with Mudahar, who's talked about you over and over the
Why are these individual pictures? Why can't you just show us the DMs? Why can't you show us the DMs? Why is everything individual pictures? So fucking weird.
And it's going to be epic. It's going to be so awesome that Mudahar is going to be in the content, okay? And so here it is. We thought that we would do Chain Together, and, they say Mudahar is going to be in it.
Also, DSP is an alcoholic. Gets drunk all the time. Probably drunk right now. If he's not drinking, he's not awake. Yeah, but you were doing edibles and weed seltzers. And weed is so much better than alcohol. I don't drink. I don't smoke. But interactions with drunks versus interactions with potheads are way cooler. Both personality-wise and just like, they're not going to get drunk and try to fight me. They're going to get high and be like, man, this is so cool. Look at my hand, man. My hand is doing something cool, man. Like, I've never been around potheads and had to be worried about getting into a fight with me or someone else. It's never, man, I got so high I decided to fight the person next to me at the bar because they're wearing an orange shirt. I don't like the color orange. No. That's never happened. Much rather deal with potheads than alcoholics any day.
He's like the biggest guy in their
Oh yeah, 100% added it. That's why I can't show the DMs.
Word for word here. Like I said, I'm going to drop the files at the end of the show so everyone can read them for themselves. Word for word. That's why there's dates and everything here. Okay. There was a little bit of nonsense and it was my fault because accidentally I didn't even know I had Mudahar blocked on Twitter and I already publicly apologized for that. I didn't know that. So here's what ends up happening. After hyping this up, now we're going to do Chain Together with Mudahar. Mudahar cancels last second. Like literally last second. Now, doesn't tell me why Mudahar canceled, but says, well, we'll try to reschedule, but we want to try to rush it before the end of the month. What ends up happening, all right, is Mudahar literally stops talking to these guys entirely. 100%. Won't answer them, won't get back to them. Then, within one day, Mudahar deletes his entire Twitter account. Now, I'd been talking, only once I had a conversation with Mudahar behind the scenes, and he had actually publicly apologized to me and said, hey, FYI, if the only thing that's really bad about you is that you've been begging for contributions on the internet and you were a little dishonest with your viewers, I'm okay with, that's fine, let's jump on, let's do this, Chain Together gameplay or whatever with the casino. But then within 24 hours, the guy backs out of it and deletes his entire Twitter account. So immediately, the first idea that I'm going to do and work with these guys.
That wasn't the reason. Okay, this is boring. That wasn't the reason that he deleted the Twitter account.
Oh, you know what he said? I know exactly what he said. It was because of all the harassment he got and that people were being so nasty about certain things. I get
wow,
that.
DSP.
That's why he deleted his Twitter account. I'm saying this is the first.
Guys, this is what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, yeah, Mudahar is dying from cancer. And I don't mean like he's got stage 1, he's going to treatment. No, hopefully chemotherapy works. No, he's literally the Walking Dead. When he's healthy enough to go on stream, he goes on stream to raise money to help pay for his funeral expenses that are coming up. And I still love, if you don't remember, DSP literally said on the Twitter account, hey, hope you feel better soon. Get better soon. Like, he's not getting any better. He is dying from cancer. He is literally dying from cancer. There is no getting better. Jackass.
Actual thing that happened with these guys after the co-op react to your documentary. This is supposed to be our first big thing, and immediately it falls apart. Like, immediately it just doesn't happen. They can't contact the guy. They can't get him back. For some reason, this is supposed to be the biggest guy in their Rolodex. He's ghosting them now. Okay? So now we'll move on. I think there was like one more here, but these are just me going through with them saying, look, he deleted his Twitter. I hope it had nothing to do with us. And you know what? So Worski says, I think he chickened out because he can't handle the heat. That's what Worski said right here. That Mudahar can't handle the heat of doing it.
These are all nothing burgers. Where is the damning stuff here?
We're going through a lot of stuff. Relax. Relax. And in here, well, I'm trying to find, he basically says, I think that, oh, this is Josh Moon. He says that basically the detractors contacted Mudahar en masse, and he thinks that he pussied out because your detractors contacted him. That's what PPP says. Okay?
Screen share that link that I sent you. I want you to explain it to me.
I'm not screen sharing any links. We're not doing any bullshit that you want to do. It's not your show.
Why
Okay.
are you not doing?
Why, DSP? Why won't you show anything but these edited photos? Why is he showing these edited photos? Oh, is Medicare that's dying? Oh, fuck. There are so many guys with M's that are dying. It might be Mudahar. Sorry about that.
Show,
Maybe my bad.
All right. So
I think Phil, I think you thought this is.
Yeah. So why are you having him on? Well, no, I'm not doing that. Why is Rich there other than to get you 1,300 viewers?
Be like some like battered wife. Like, yes, let's go. I don't care about I really don't give a shit. I don't care about.
Oh!
So I guess we'll continue on. Let me go ahead and get
Wow, what a bitch! Wow, what a bitch! Oh my god. He just banned RTU. Holy shit. What the fuck?
rid of this. I tried, everyone. Really, I did. I tried to make it entertaining. That man is not entertaining in any way, shape, or form. I really wanted to give it an honest shake, but he's an idiot. Okay? Wow. I mean, he really did not want to play ball. He did not want to have any fun. That guy's a loser. That's sad, because I was trying. I mean, not that I want to be that guy's best friend or anything, but I mean, holy shit, dude.
Wow, DSP.
Like, why can't you just shut up and just ride what we're doing here and go with the idea? But what else can I say? I mean, that was...
Maybe you said, hey, I got all this stuff I'm going to reveal about Kino Casino when you come on my show. Maybe he would have been game for it. But he said he had notes. There's probably questions, things he wanted to ask, or topics he wanted to talk about. You dropped this on him. You ambush RTU with this bullshit. Not the other way around.
It's awful.
Okay. Alright, well, this is actually more than a
let's
nothing
continue
burger.
on,
It's
everybody.
definitely a something burger.
All right. So up next, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, one of the big things that's going on right now with the casino is that they're threatening that on Friday, they're going to drop all the logs, which I've already done, and I'm going to give you guys a link in a second, so you're going to have them for yourself, all right? But they're going to have It's a Gundam on this Friday. It's going to be amazing, because It's a Gundam and PPP are going to team up, and they're going to destroy DSP. Boy, I bet you guys are going to be really interested about what they had to say about It's a Gundam just a few months ago, because after we had the situation with Mudahar, okay, we had the situation with It's a Gundam. Now you guys aren't aware of this because they never publicly announced it or even talked about it at all. All right? So let's take a quick look. It's actually better because you guys will be able to see the logs a lot better now. So,
But did he actually beat them to the punch? Because if he's only going to be showing edited photos and PDF files, while Kino Casino actually shows the actual DMs, we'll have to wait and see.
PPP trying to contact me about a really, this will be a great show to have It's a Gundam on, all right? See, we have him lined up if you want it. It's a potential mega show with the size of his audience and the hype that's built for years around the meeting. Worski knew him for years. We can probably control it enough, but he is a detractor through and through and will be trying to score points.
Could be Lord
I think he has very
DSP.
little charisma or ability to live format, especially in a 3v1 scenario. So the first time that we even talk about It's a Gundam, they're actually insulting him, saying that he has no real charisma. In a live scenario, this guy will die, right? I think it's very easy to paint him as a spurg and a miserable alcoholic who hates his life.
He's talking about you.
It's a big limelight.
Holy
It's a
shit,
live
they're
scenario
literally
with
talking about you.
And it's an easy booking. And basically I said, yeah, this guy, has been desperate to come at me for years and years and years. He's been in Andy's DMs from day one, begging for your blood. We told him to fuck off about 3 times, but he just keeps asking. He tried to talk us out of doing shows with you from the beginning. Wow, this sounds like an amazing collaboration.
It sounds like they were fucking with you. PPP and Andy have already stated they were fucking with you from the beginning. They wanted you to dance for them. And you would, but eventually the shekels they were throwing at you just wasn't entertaining enough. You were doing the same chicken dance and Macarena over and over again. Whenever they said, hey, do a different dance, you said, no, I don't want to do a different dance. I want to do the chicken dance and Macarena. So eventually, they grew bored of you. They grew tired of fucking with you. They ringed you for all the money they're going to get out of you. And so now, they've turned on you. Even though that was the plan from the very beginning. So anything that they said about Gundam, or Medicare, or Mutahar, or anyone else, was just them fucking with you.
Right? So I agreed to do it. And then immediately PPP says, oh, I'll be honest, I didn't think you were going to say yes. That's the show that we're going to make as soon as possible. We will have over 10,000 people watching live, guaranteed. All right? The biggest show any of us has ever done. I'm not kidding. It will make us all 1 million views. And I'm like, really? You think so? Slide out a couple hours. He's desperate. He's obsessed. He's definitely going to do it. All right? So basically, PPP is running It's a Gundam through the dirt here. All right? Our audience loves more than anything on Earth, a live confrontation between 2 people. So he's still trying to sell it to me.
Either faking them, having Derziak edit them, or, again, PPP, It's a Gundam, Andy Worski show up on Friday night going, yeah, we were fucking with him. We were trying to get him to come on the show. We were trying to make him dance for shekels. And he did dance for shekels. But eventually, he did the same 2 dances over and over again, and we got bored.
He says, I may be even undervaluing it. If you insult him about his drinking and hiring prostitutes, I think he will spiral. Keep in mind, I don't even know anything about It's a Gundam. At all. Nothing. I know nothing about this man. This is the first time I'm even learning anything personal about him. I know nothing about my detractors. So he's sitting here telling me he's a drunk. He likes whores. He's a loser. He's going to fall apart on the show, and we're going to 3v1 this guy, and we're going to destroy him, right? And I'm like, Jesus. I mean, if this is really what they want, you know what I'm saying? If this is really what they want, I guess I'll do it. Okay, so I agreed to it. Maybe the correct place is to let him do his spiel. It'll expose himself. Don't treat him seriously at all. Let him do a tantrum, right? I'll do more research on him. This seems like easy pickings. So he is their detractor's golden child, and if he struggles, they will punish him. So essentially, PPP is completely setting up.
It's a Gundam.
100%. That's the point of this.
It's going to be a huge draw.
Was that they were trying to set him up so that he would be embarrassed publicly. Okay. So what happens? Basically, I said, you sure I'm not going to get fucked in the whole deal because I don't really know too much about it, and they assure me no. You're not. Now, this is the first time that I told them, I really can't be the villain of the internet because this PPP wants me to be the villain. Let me explain the narrative here. All right. PPP wants me to be the villain of the internet. He wants me to portray myself like the worst person possible for drama views. And he thinks that if I did that, that I would absolutely explode in popularity. I'd make 10 times more money, get 10 times more views. All right. And I explained to PPP, listen, I can't do that. Why? Because I got a wife and she's not been feeling well and she found religion and she doesn't want me involved in this kind of drama stuff. Okay. Now, you guys already know, because I already told you this, some of that is true. Actually, last year, Kat actually did have some health problems. All right. So you're going to see me talking about some of that in these logs, all right? But in reality, and by the way, I can take off these headphones now.
Why aren't you using the green screen? You're covering up. Notice how he's only showing like 2 messages from PPP, then covering up his messages. What is he hiding? Why is he hiding up all these messages from him, but then only showing the PPP stuff? Why can't you use the green screen effect on your webcam, dumbass?
Thankfully, okay? Basically, I don't want to change myself to be completely a drama guy. I'll do drama, all right? But these guys are trying to push me to the absolute extreme. They're trying to make it so that I will be hated by everyone on the internet, but it doesn't matter because I'll make big money, all right? So basically, I was like, I'm going to make something up. Now, every good lie starts with a nugget of truth. So what's the truth? Well, my wife had been feeling ill last year. She did have some health problems. That's actually why she stopped appearing in my content for a while. But that's not ongoing, but they don't know that. So what do? You tell the sob story. She's not feeling good. She found religion. I can't be the villain, all right? I can't go that far. Now, what's funny is PPP bought it so bad that he's telling me that he's going to send people over to tip me, which is kind of funny because I don't know if you guys are aware. Nobody tips on Kick. Kick is just subs, so I don't even really know what he was like saying there. Maybe it was true. Maybe he actually felt bad, or maybe he was trying to glaze me even further. Like, I'll try to send even more people your way, even though at this point, we're talking early
Terrible,
October,
Kevin,
so the
terrible.
momentum was already slowing down because remember, this had all started in August, okay? So anyway, we continue on, and So he says it changes perspective on the situation, but nothing changed after this. Okay. So I clear out my slot or whatever. All right, here we go. Here's the results of what happens with PPP and Gundam. Get this. After all of Gundam's tough, scrappy dude talk of let me at him, he bitched out of the interview. I think he's legitimately scared because it became real. That's what PPP has to say about everything. He says first, oh, this guy's a bitch. This guy, you're going to destroy him. Here's all the stuff we can use against him. Then he says, oh, after all this time that he's begging us to do stuff, he bitched out. He's a wimp. And here it is, right in black and white. This is not me making it up. This is not hearsay. This is them actually talking shit about It's a Gundam super strongly, okay? So, anyway, basically he says he has bigger problems to handle, so we're just going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to go after Medicare, all right? And that's really the end of the It's a Gundam stuff. Now, all of a sudden, all right, all of these months and months and months later, 7 months later, 6 months later, however many it's been, oh, now It's a Gundam is their best friend, and he's going to be on the show to Felt Phil. Do you want to know why? Because it's shooting fish in a barrel. When It's a Gundam was presented with, hey, have a neutral show with Darkside Phil and you'll go at it, he declined, couldn't do it, can't handle it. But now he's their friend because now they're going to team up against me. So, says a lot about It's a Gundam, says a lot about the casino, who literally sat there talking shit constantly about It's a Gundam to make this happen, telling me this is going to be it, we're all going to make money, it's going to be giant, and then they couldn't make it happen, all right? So I want you to think about this. I come up with the idea with the review tech thing, okay? It works, it's giant, it's huge. I make it happen, it blows up, it's ginormous. Their first two big ideas are let's do a co-op with Medicare. Excuse me, let's do a co-op with Mutahar. Let's do a co-op with, or an appearance with It's a Gundam. They flop. The one thing we did do together that did okay was the appearance with Josh Moon. All right? Josh Moon being the head of Kiwi Farms. And that did okay, but I don't really think that went the way that, was going to blow up. I think people wanted it to blow up, and it didn't. Okay? So.
The Josh Moon thing was amazing. Without Josh Moon's stream, we don't get I can't unfuck her sister. I'll say, yeah, you can already see he's already lost over 100 viewers. Second he kicked RTU off, he lost over 100 viewers. But yes, DSP, that Josh Moon thing, it didn't blow up. It didn't blow up like they wanted. No, it went amazing. Because we got that sound clip of I can't unfuck her sister. Anything and everything else, I don't really give a shit. But I can't unfuck her sister. I'm good. I don't need anything else from that.
It is what it is, but the point is, they keep coming up with some of the most half-assed, cockamamie ideas over and over, and they keep telling me to do them, and I'm like, are you crazy? This shit isn't going to work. So just a couple more dumb ideas that they came up with that didn't come to fruition. Then we're going to talk about, you guys are talking about the whole PPP thing offering me a trip to Florida. Oh, you'll like this one. You'll like that one. And because I'm going to show you the truth about that. We got so much to go through, but the thing is, I don't know if we'll have enough time to go through all of it, but I think you're seeing the point here, but we'll get to the end.
You don't have enough time to go through all of it? DSP, it's your stream. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You want to be here until midnight doing this? You can. It's your stream. You work from home. You have no friends. You have no job. You have no family. Your roommate doesn't count.
And you'll understand how this all, actually came to the end as it did. So what's the next big idea? Well, man, we're kind of running out of ideas. Can we get Frank Hassel to come visit you? No. Frank Hassel, the guy who infamously harasses people to get content, who went to Boogie's house, who does all this stuff and basically has no boundaries. Of course I don't want Frank Hassel to be involved in, because then he's going to start doing all that stuff, right? So obviously this is not a good idea.
I'm reading that at the top. I only drink on stream a few times a year. This time I won't require contributions. I'll just drink casually and go with it. What would be the best unfiltered stuff? FYI, I'm not sexist or racist, but I'm jealous, lol. What was that all about? Why is he picking stuff here and there? Why is he not showing everything?
But this is their harebrained ideas. Frank Hassel, let's get him to show up, right? And do either content or show up at your house, right? Like, no, I don't. I'm not going to have that happen. Now, just to clarify, because this has happened years ago too, I just got to clarify for the purpose of this video, folks. I live in a private community for a reason. I live on a private road. It's gated, all right? No one is allowed to come into this community without permission from one of the residents, okay? If you come onto this property and you're not actually supposed to be here, we call the police and you get trespassed off the property and removed. I would never, ever let someone harass me or ever at my house. I would just stay inside, call the police, and send people off to jail where they belong. It's that simple.
Very
okay?
rude,
So
Red 5,
never
very
was I going to get
rude.
involved with someone like Frank Hassel regardless. It never was going to happen. But, I mean, this is the harebrained cockamamie scheme that these guys are coming up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your genius plan of what you want me to do next, okay? Now, I'm trying to remember if the next one is... Oh, let's see. This is... Oh, yeah. So... Oh, yeah, and by the way, just for the record, he did say... It's a Hail Mary that would get a lot of eyeballs if you had Hassel, show up. My audience would go apeshit to see him on the show. He says, if you don't open the door and call the cops, it would be a massive win. So basically, what he's saying is he wants to have Hassel show up so I can call the cops and Hassel can go to jail. Why would you do that?
He wouldn't go to jail. Holy fuck, DSP. Now remember, according to DSP, if it's not sex trafficking children, the cops won't do anything in the entire state of Washington. The only thing the police will cover in the entire state of Washington is sex trafficking children. If it's not that, the police won't do anything. But you want us to believe that the cops will show up and arrest Frank Hassel for being on your doorstep? What the fuck?
Why would you want him to show up and go to jail? So that's what I mean. Like, the stuff he's coming up with is just so ludicrous, right?
It's not a
Why
small
would I
town. It's
participate in
part
this?
of Seattle.
Okay? So
It's
anyway,
kind of like Mommy. It's his own city. Bullshit. It's part of Toledo. It's South Toledo. It's not South Toledo. It's South Toledo. Fuck you. Sylvania's part of West Toledo. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't live in Detroit. I live in this subsection that's part of Detroit. It's Detroit.
anyway, continuing on, he basically wants to, what is this, some magician he wanted to get on the show or something like that? I've never even heard, a guy with puppets and magicians. Oh wait, this is Steven. This is the first time he told me about Steven Cambion, all right, or Cambion. Now, you want to talk about another bad idea, all right? For those who don't know, Steve Cambion, who is the guy who runs that Truth Seeker show, who they've had on their show a couple of times, does the UFO stuff, all right? He basically tries to expose people who are lying about UFOs and extraterrestrials and stuff like that. So he pitches to me that I should do an interview, well, I should interview Steve on my show, all right? And I'm like, you know, I don't think that this is something that would make sense because, you know, why would he be on my show? I'm not even interviewing people anymore, but maybe I would do it anyway. I would do them the favor. The thing is, we kind of got
You live on
busy
8
with
Mile.
doing like smart guys and stuff like that. Okay. And then eventually what ends up happening is PPP contacts me behind the scenes and gets me to do this interview with Steven. Okay. And the interview, as you know, wasn't really an interview. It was
You have a
just
good day,
chat
Lee.
session,
Thanks for
all right?
hanging out for at
Now,
least a little bit.
The bummer is I can't show you the one little conversation we had about it before because this was actually took place verbally after we had filmed an episode of Smart Guys. But there was a conversation where basically I said, so you want me to go on Steve's show? I guess I'll do it. But
I'm not planning on it. The last Assassin's Creed I enjoyed playing was Black Flag. Played 2, 3, did not like 3. Then I played Black Flag and I've just not played any of them since then. What about chat? Oh, that's actually a good question. Whomps is planning to play the new Assassin's Creed? There we go.
you know, what's it going to be? And he said to me, oh, this is just going to be like a softball interview. And when he told me that, I 100% knew that it wasn't going to be a softball interview. I knew that he was kind of starting to snake me. But here's the thing. We had been planning stuff behind the scenes the entire time. That Steven interview, all right, was not legit. I knew going into it that he was going to bring up drama. I knew that he was going to be talking about the drama. Like, it wasn't like he blindsided me and snaked me. The point was that we were supposed to milk the detractors, okay?
Then why were you so mad and butthurt over it?
Yeah, see, he's talking shit about Broside Phil, who showed up on that show. And he says, I owned them. And I'm like, I know I didn't own them. I came off poorly on that show because it was just the same retreaded shit, right? So here we go. After the show ends, I basically say to PPP, listen, I didn't appreciate the way that show went down, and here's why. If I had known that he was going to go as hard as he did in that True Seekers interview, I would have actually given him more to work with. We actually could have worked together to blow this up bigger. As it is, all that's going to happen now is the same detractor.
Then show that. Why aren't you showing that? You just said that the guys, this is what I said in the message. Then show the message. All we're seeing is PPP. Where are your messages, DSP? Where are these messages? You're saying that you messaged him all this stuff. Where are the messages, jackass?
Are going to show up to his streams and probably throw him money, similar to what happened with Side Scrollers after they did their interview with me. Okay? Well, here's his response. You made the guy's career, and I really like him. I want him to do well. I appreciate you doing a good favor. I think it's going to bring attention back to the DSP ecosystem and energize your supporters, and there's future business in it. We subverted the detractors. My guy is their new hero, and we can take their money now. So he's outright saying here, yes, the entire thing was orchestrated. We're only doing it to milk the money from the detractors. It's not that Steven actually did research, got anything interesting. They just know that anyone who talks shit about me, essentially, is going to make money for my detractors. So the whole Steve thing, I was aware of ahead of time. It was complete setup on purpose to milk the detractors, but the detractors are too stupid to figure that out, so they still kept going to Steve's streams to give him money.
Then why were you so fucking mad over it?
So literally anyone who comes to Steve's streams to say have to go through the same shit about me, the same retreads, the same crap, okay? It's the same stuff, man. And he's only doing it to milk money from you. Just like Stuttering Craig milked the detractors for about a year there. And people kept going back and throwing in money every time he did a stream about me. So it's like I've said, this is not anything new. It's just that my detractors are so fucking brain dead that they don't understand that they're being milked every single time that this is happening. Now, you might wonder, why did I do this, right? Because I wanted to keep the grift going. All right, I did. I wanted to keep it going where I was going to do stuff with the casino from time to time. I was doing Smart Guys, and Smart Guys at least was doing all right. And I was really hoping that we were going to get a situation where we would get another big thing that was going to happen. But once this thing happened with Steve, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was the beginning of the end for me back in February, because I was like, there's absolutely no way after this that these guys are going to come up with any good ideas. In fact, the next thing that PPP told me that he wanted to do out of this, all right, was so dumb. Basically, they want me
Why did you just skip like 8 messages or 8 pages of messages? You went from like number 2 to what, number 16 or whatever that was. Like, you skipped a lot of pages. Why are you hiding so much, DSP? I thought you were gonna reveal everything, and yet it looks like you're hiding everything.
to make Steve the villain of the DSP universe. All right? Here. My plan was to perhaps build up a show where you and Steve will debate a random topic each week and play a co-op game, doing random challenges against each other, and that you guys would split the money. So what does he do? He's turning it into like fucking a Nickelodeon game show. He really thought that having me on Steve's show and him just doing the usual detractor shtick, which is what he did, was then going to set up the DSP supervillain universe where Steve was going to be a villain to me, and we were just going to talk shit and play games, and it was all going to be staged. That's probably the worst fucking idea I've ever heard. There was no way that was ever going to work. No one was ever going to believe that.
Why, DSP? Why would no one ever believe that?
Is the most half-assed cockamamie stuff. And the thing is that a lot of people don't know.
What he means is it would hurt his ego, so he wouldn't do it.
All right?
Take a sip, sleazy asshole.
PPP really is jealous of and wishes that he were Keemstar. He wishes that he could set up his own lolcow universe where he could pit this person versus this person, and they could do drama, and they could do all this crap. That's really what he wishes. He wants his own lolcow live, and then another show, and then another show. That's what he's trying to build up. All right? But it's just an awful idea. It's the same as taking a photocopy of something and taking a photocopy of the photocopy and taking a copy of the copy of the copy. Eventually, the copy looks like crap. And this is exactly what he was trying to do, was copy other people's ideas and run with them and see if they would work, but they never would. Now, admittedly, you guys know.
How do you know that they would never work? You never tried any of them.
All right? I, at one point, had issues with Keemstar. And I don't anymore, because I had...
Oh, no, because when I pause and I talk random bullshit, whatever, we fall behind, because right now that says 12:53, so it'd be 3:53 my time. It's now 3:57 my time, so you're like 4 minutes behind. So I speed it up to try to catch back up to where he is, and then I pause the video and I talk more.
And when I did, we hashed shit out, and I
making us even farther behind.
And now we leave each other alone. We are amicable. All right, I actually have no issue with Keem. Now, would I?
have no problem with people asking me questions. That's what I'm here for.
Not, right? Everyone says we ever go on lolcow live? Would you ever do that? Probably not, because I don't like being indebted to anyone particularly. All right, I don't want to sign a contract and now I'm locked in and I'm stuck, doing something that I don't want to do. And I feel like if I did that with Keem, sadly, I might get stuck in something I don't like.
Because you're a control
freak,
dumbass.
Right? But
you gotta be in control of everything.
Many months that I feel
if you can't kick him from your show, you're done.
Knows what he's doing with his content, and I now respect him. All right, there's a difference between, I don't like the content that he puts out, but I respect him for being a good businessman and making the content that, is bringing the butts to seats or whatever. All right, but I'll tell you, man, PPP has a major problem with Keemstar. I don't know why, but he absolutely does. All right, so just to give you some evidence of this. This is when Keemstar
like his chat. Press 1 if you believe this.
To me,
and no one's pressing 1.
And this is actually what happened, is that he ended up then being on my show as a result and having that really good interview back in, August or September. He immediately contacted me to say, Keem apologized to you. It's disingenuous, but he knows he's taking big L's because of your success lately.
Guys, he's so successful. Don't you know how successful he is?
I went to the wrong one. I'm trying to get the
He's
order.
so successful. You gotta believe me. Reee, me.
So basically, what ended up happening was PPP kept saying bad things about Keem. And I basically said, well, how can I play into his
bad
graces and make him feel
things
like this is something that I'm going to snake.
Keemstar is a grown-ass adult. He knows there's people out there that don't like him. He knows there's people out there that talk shit about him. You really think he's like, OMG, PPP behind the scenes said, fuck Keem. I can't believe it. I must destroy Kino Casino. Boogie, Wings, you're going to go outside of PPP's house and protest him for local live content. Actually, that would be pretty funny if he did that. I've not seen it. I've not been on Twitter since it started.
So I said, I'm playing Keem so hard. Wait until you see where this goes. Because I knew from what I'd seen, PPP didn't like Keemstar. So I fooled him into thinking that if I had Keemstar on my show, that it was going to be like an aggressive thing, and I was going to destroy him or whatever. All right?
Just want to let everyone know that Gundam is still coming on Friday. Suffer, Phil.
Maybe something fun could happen with him, but he's truly a piece of shit. Right? And then we were talking about when Keem was on the drunk stream or whatever. So here's an interesting one. All right? All I'm going to say about this one, because this is not one for me to fully talk about. All right? Because I'm not the only person involved in this one. All right.
Oh, good point. Yeah, PPP and Andy are going to have the DMs between themselves or themselves and Gundam and others. Be like, hey, Gundam, we're going to try to set this up to fuck with Phil. Just go with it for a little bit, okay? Yeah, sure, whatever. Fuck Phil. All right, hey, man, thanks. That's all they got to show. That's all they got to show and be like, see? Yeah, we were talking shit about Gundam to DSP's face, but behind the scenes, we were working with Gundam. We were having a good time with this.
But basically, back in the fall, okay, an opportunity was presented to do content, all right? An interesting piece of content at that.
Also, I'd like to point out, if you were paying attention, all these files were made on the 17th. Every single one of these files was made on the 17th. Now, according to DSP, this was his master plan. According to DSP, he's been planning this for 8 months. Since the very beginning of all this, since he first contacted PPP behind the scenes, before he ever went out to Kino Casino, this is all his big master plan. And yet, all these files and folders were made on the 17th of this month. Huh. Now, mind you, he took off the night stream. Remember, on the 17th, he took off the night stream. Huh, why did he take off the night stream to do his taxes? Oh, wait a minute, all this was made on the 17th, when he's supposed to be doing his taxes. So, was he doing his taxes, or was he making these folders? Just saying. This is just DSP. You're supposed to be working on your taxes, but all this was made on the 17th. And then they were updated on Tuesday, the 18th. At 9:25 p.m. Someone already screenshotted it and saved it. So, DSP, we're working on this for 8 months, but they were made on the 17th. And then, whatever, updated on Tuesday. Sounds like to me you were not planning this for 8 fucking months. Dumbass.
That likely would have worked. Likely would have actually gotten big attention, big support. All right. Now, it just so happened that this idea was presented when I was on my day off. So I didn't even know that it was going on because I was spending time with my family, etc. This is what happened behind the scenes that day. Before I even had a chance to do anything, I get a private message from PPP. Keem added you to a group chat without talking to me first, or without me talking to you first? Wait, why does he have to talk to you first? I don't get it, right? Why does Dad have to talk to you first? I'm the person involved. I'm the one who's getting an offer. Why does he have to? Are you my agent? Are you my dad? Why would that? I don't even understand that. He's interjecting me into this, all right? So there you go, all right? So then, I'm not happy with how fast Keem tries to move things. The moment an idea is floated, but it can be big for everyone. Honestly, we should talk about this, but blah, blah, blah. You should stall. So again, I haven't really had a chance to even read anything or do anything. And PPP is telling me, don't do it. Delay till Monday. Let's talk more. Don't accept the opportunity because it's Keemstar. All right? Why? My opinion is because he wants control of the entire situation. He wants to control.
You want control of the entire situation. That's why you wouldn't go on RTU show. You had him come on yours so you could boot him the second he annoyed you. And Lovey's already now lost over 200 viewers. He's lost over 200 viewers since he kicked off Rich.
Wants his own lolcow universe, right? So he wants to control me because I'm his talent, right? He doesn't want me to have an opportunity with Keemstar. He's afraid that Keemstar is going to snatch me away and have me involved in other content. And it's disingenuous that Keemstar would come to you for this idea. instead of actually, like, you know, talking to the casino first about it. Like the casino owns me or something. All right? Now, listen, you will see, because again, these logs are all going live after I end the show, that basically, in this case, all right, in this case, I did talk a lot of shit about Keemstar, all right? But I'm eating into what PPP
Well,
is
these
saying.
aren't logs. These are screenshots that could be edited. Or, like, oh, hey, 1253 to 129. Well, what was going on before 1253? What was going on after 129? Well, I can't show you that, guys. It makes me look bad.
I'm trying to make him feel like I'm his guy. I'm his confidant. I'm with you no matter what. All right? Remember, I'm not trying to get into overly drama content, right? I want to do some, but I don't want it to become my end-all be-all. All right? So, in this case, he is completely cutting me off from doing that, from having any say or having any opportunity to do any kind of judgment for myself. He's just telling me how to behave. So I'm going along with it because, again, I don't want the sham to end. I don't want him to know that I really don't like him and that this is all me just working these people. All right? So, you know, I did say some stuff, and you'll see it in the logs, okay? But this is me just going along with the conversation to get him to keep going. And eventually, the whole thing fell apart, and we didn't do anything with it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I get it, relax. I hate these fuckers. It turns into Keem making dictates and showing zero respect again. So here I am clapping back to agree with him. Oh, yeah, that's how it works. I'm not Wings and Boogie. I won't get pushed around. I don't want to cost you guys any money or views, but I don't see how it'll benefit me. Basically, I'm echoing what he's saying. He doesn't want to do it. He wants me to delay. So I'm just saying, all right, then I won't do it. But it's obvious. He's incredibly jealous of Keem. He wants what Keem has, but he doesn't want
He's
Keem
jealous,
trying to pull
guys.
us
Not
into
like
his stuff.
me,
He wants to do
Reee,
it for himself.
me.
All right? Okay.
He's
And
trying
then once
to
again,
get, I guess,
months later,
ahead of what the
another
DMs are
offer
going to be released
gets
by
made.
Kino on
All right.
Friday.
and basically,
But it's not
this
going to
was one-
work.
I'll be honest, I probably may have done something, but this guy, again, oh, he has no idea how to approach you in your business. Holy fuck. It's brain dead over there. Again. So this is just going on. Anytime that there's something going on with Keemstar, PPP is so upset. He wants to be Keem, but he can't get anything that Keem has. All right? And if I tried to, if, you know, oh, there's an opportunity. Maybe I could be involved with something that has something to do with Keemstar. Oh, no, you can't do that. Delay. Don't do it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll continue on with the embarrassment of PPP at this point. All right? Now, this one, guys, this one is going to be a good one.
Now, with PPP, how do you embarrass him? Oh no, he took his shirt off, guys. Isn't that so embarrassing? Look at how fat and disgusting he is. He took his shirt off and everything. Yeah, he does that on purpose. PPP isn't going to be embarrassed by that. I get you would be embarrassed if you took your shirt off, DSP. Fuck, I'd be embarrassed if I took my shirt off. But not PPP, so what are you going to show? Guys, it's so embarrassing. Oh, hell no. Got my sweater on. Windows open, but my sweater on. And pajama pants. Always. Terrible, I know. I mean, it won't be sweater on and pajama pants on very long when the winter's over.
All right, to be honest, this is one that he has talked about as if it was some kind of a big positive for him. PPP has said, I offered Phil money to fly out to Florida to paid vacation for him and his wife, and he declined. What kind of a guy would decline, and why you know, why am I such a, how can you say I'm a bad guy when I offered him this? All right? Here's the truth of what actually happened in the situation. So recently, PPP has been saying, oh, fuck pro wrestling. Pro wrestling's for losers. Pro wrestling sucks. Pro wrestling's awful. Also, I was always the butt of the joke when it came to Hogan, because it was Phil's pulling Hogan's in WWE Champions the mobile game, right? That was always the thing. Well, guess what?
Show us. You, according to PPP, you admitted to still owning the Down from the Raptors account, so show us that. Well, guys, I can't do that because ARS will get my ass.
This guy is a much bigger mark for wrestling than I ever have been. This guy is a huge mark for Hogan. I mean, in the first episode or second episode of Smart Guys, he shows off that he bought all these collector's belts. He bought the Hogan belt. He bought a Bret Hart belt. He spent all this.
DSP. They were razzing you on stream, then going behind the scenes like, no, DSP, we love you. No, we actually like you. They've been fucking with you the entire time. This is all part of their plan to fuck with you.
This money on belts. So what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, PPP showed a Starfish on Twitter. How the fuck are you gonna embarrass him?
Talks about him all the time. Like, he was a very small part of one episode of Raw, and he just kept bringing him up every fucking week. I was like, dude, why are you doing that? Why? No one cares about Hogan. He's not even part of the show, really, right? Well, it all came to fruition when this happened. Out of the blue. Hey, Phil, when was the last time you got to go on a vacation or a trip? I know this might be beyond your comfort zone, but Hulk Hogan has a bar in Tampa Bay called Hogan's Hangout. And for the Super Bowl this year, he's going to be at the bar with a bunch of other wrestler friends. I think I'm going to fly down for the event and rent a table. I want to offer you to pay for your flight and hotel if you want to come down for the weekend. We could drink and hang out. You could film videos, and it would be a tax write-off. You know, I know it's crazy, but it's something fun that we could do. And maybe we could meet Hogan. Okay? Now, you might say, does that sound like a paid vacation for Phil and his family? No, because it's not. All right? I had been talking with these guys for months. All right? Night after night, behind the scenes, making them feel like I'm their friend, building up confidence. Particularly PPP was the one who I talked to the most. All right? And out of nowhere, we had never had any plans to ever do anything, you know, in person. We never, you know, oh, let's hang out or nothing. Never. It was, you know, it's a business relationship. It's supposed to be work, right?
You could have been friends. They definitely could have been friends. You could have finally gone out of the house, hung out with friends for the first time in over a decade. He's not hung out with friends since he left Connecticut. The last time he ever hung out with a friend was when he was living in Connecticut, a decade plus ago. He has not hung out with a friend since then. He has not left the house and hung out with a friend in a decade plus. This could have been his chance to do that. Instead, no, I can't leave the house. I gotta stay home and play WWE Champions.
All of a sudden, he takes it to the next level, all right? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I see something like this, I actually felt bad because it's two things. Number one, it definitely means that the trick worked. That even though these guys at a moment's notice are ready to snake me, no matter what, because everyone knew that from the start, right? Everyone knew they were going to turn on me no matter what, all right? We knew that. But number two, if he's offering me this, I don't know if this is an offer of, oh, we're friends and we want to go hang out. I'm going to be honest, I think this is a cry because he's very lonely. He doesn't really have anyone to spend time with, which is probably why he would chat with me at night so often, you know, in the middle of the night. I mean, look at the time of these texts. It's the middle of the night. For me, this is the time that I'm getting ready to go to bed. For him, he's in the East Coast of Canada. What is this, like 5 in the morning? And he's saying,
DSP. You literally tweet at 4 o'clock in the morning. Your time. You were literally tweeting at 4 o'clock in the morning. Your time. Oh, look at the in the middle of the night. He's up so late, guys. I don't know about you, but 5 o'clock in the morning? I'm getting ready for work then. Maybe PPP just likes to get up early. Or no, he wakes up like, man, I need to pee. Goes to the bathroom. All right, time to fuck with Phil. Who knows why he's up at 5 o'clock in the morning his time. But it's a different reason why you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning your time. Because you're too busy playing WWE Champions to go to bed. Oh, yeah, or just finish a stream. Good, very good point. He may have just finished a fucking stream, right, Brother X?
sending me these texts talking to me about this stuff? Like, what is this, right? So, obviously, I think this guy's very lonely. I don't think that this guy has any or many friends. I think he's burned all his bridges. I think Andy is his business partner when it comes to the casino. But this guy doesn't really have anyone to talk to about wrestling. He doesn't have anyone to talk to about anything. So, after having done this work with me for many months, and then all of a sudden, you know, doing Smart Guys and seeing, hey, we both do have a affinity for pro wrestling, he reaches out to me in this way. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm very embarrassed when I get this because, number one, all right, I'm friendly with this man.
All right, this is supposed to be embarrassing. Hey, Phil, when was the last time you got to go on vacation or trip? I know this might be beyond your comfort zone, but Hulk Hogan has a bar in Tampa Bay called Hogan's Hangout. And for the Super Bowl this year, he's going to be at the bar with a bunch of other wrestler friends he has. I'm going to fly down for the event and rent a table there. Want to offer to pay for your flight and hotel. If you want to come down for the weekend, we could drink and hang out and film a video at the bar or something to make it a tax write-off or whatever. I know that's kind of crazy, but I just think it could be nice for you to go do something fun and maybe meet Hogan. It is on a short notice, but something to think about anyway. I'm serious about it. Just don't say anything online about it, obviously. What's embarrassing about this? What's embarrassing about this? He knows you like wrestling. He knows you like Hogan. He knows you like drinking. He also knows you haven't left the house without your wife and since you got her into your house. You haven't hung out with a friend in over a decade. You haven't gone on vacation since you went to mommy's house to get married. He knows all this. He's trying to do something nice for you, DSP. How is this embarrassing? Remember, this is under his PvP embarrassing file or folder, whatever. What is embarrassing about this? What's embarrassing about hanging out with a friend? What's embarrassing about going on vacation with a friend? Guys, I went to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach with some friends back in 2020. It's so embarrassing. We went to the ocean because my one friend had never been to the ocean before. He had a really good time. The waves were really high, like probably dangerous to be out there high. So we went as far as we could, so we could go the farthest into the ocean while dealing with these giant ass waves. It was a ton of fun, guys. That's so embarrassing. I can't believe you guys know about my time I went out on a vacation with my friends. What's embarrassing about this, DSP?
From a work perspective, I'm not necessarily considering this guy a close personal friend or anything. He probably thinks
You
that
had
way
no
because I've been
friends.
feeding him these lies for months and months about
You had no
family members and
friends.
shit to get out of stuff, so I don't have to get wrapped into his drama shit that's awful by ideas that aren't going to work. Okay, so basically, I'm like, damn. He definitely got, he's lonely. He's got full. I'll be honest, maybe a little bit of gay. I don't know. Again, that's not anything bad.
A
He's gay.
little
Hopefully
bit
he's
of
not.
gay, I
don't
don't know. That's
I'm not trying
what
to
the
say he's gay,
fuck.
but it's a little weird when someone who's never spent any time in real life all of a sudden is offering to fly you across the country, all expenses paid, to a bar in Florida to drink and see Hulk Hogan. I'm like, this is a little gay. Okay, just being honest. Okay?
Wow.
For those who don't know, I'm happily married. My best friend is my wife. I've said time and time again, if I'm going to spend more time with someone, it's going to be my wife. It's not going to be PPP spending time at Hogan's bar in Florida, brother. So I very respectfully
What the
declined and
fuck?
said maybe if it were 10 years ago, this is something I would have been interested in, but I'm tied down and rooted in Washington. And I couldn't in good conscience go on a trip without my wife because I want to spend time with her. So what he says is, I would pay for her to come too, and we'll set up Jasper with a sitter. No pressure. I know it's a lot of, again, the health issues, with my wife that we had mentioned and stuff like that. And then he says, oh, I want to get you guys out of the house and so that the detractors can suck cock forever. That's not true. A moment ago, you just said you wanted to fly me down and spend time at the bar. Now all of a sudden it turns into, oh, well, now I want to fly you and her out because I want to get you out of the house to basically spite the detractors. That's not what it was. What happened is he got embarrassed because he saw that I declined and said,
He
nah,
was
dude,
embarrassed,
like that.
guys. No,
I feel like
he's
that. I got a wife.
holy fuck,
And he's
DSP.
like, oh shit, let me spin it out that, oh, it was actually, his wife and his family. All right.
What is embarrassing
So
about
again,
trying to hang
I
out
was
with
doing the by the
friends?
beach, and then just I feel bad for pressure again. I say it's all good, right? It's just so bizarre. Like, so he basically 100% thought that everything that I ever told him was genuine when most of it was bullshit. Okay, and quite frankly, that was one of the most embarrassing moments because he actually thought that like I was like a close personal confidant of him, but I really hadn't told him anything that was anything secret whatsoever. None of it was real. It was all bullshit. That's what I mean. Like all this week. Every time that they're doing Kino Casino, they're like, here's something, a big revelation. Phil has a rabbit that died. Phil's wife was sick and she found religion. I'm like, it's every lie I told him to get his confidence over the last 8 months, and he's spewing them out to the internet like there's some big deal. The truth is, even if they were true, that's still fucked up. Like, that's supposed to be private, personal shit that you never would have to tell anyone, but yet you're doing it anyway, even if it were true. Now, it's not, but even if it were, man, that's fucked up. But the thing is, his audience is so dumb and stunted that they think that that's like, oh, he's saying he's spilling the tea. This is exciting. It's not. It's fucked. If you had said something to someone in confidence like that, would you think that they would go out and publicly say something about it later just because they broke off a business relationship with you? And by the way, we're definitely going to look at that, all right? Because I absolutely know that you guys want to see how it broke off and how it ended and how unhinged PPP became at the end, okay?
Shit. None of this is embarrassing. Hanging out with friends is not embarrassing.
We got more, all right?
Oh, you're gonna meet someone in person that you only know off the internet? What do you think online dating is? What do you think Tinder, Bumble, Hinge? Trying to think of what's the other ones. OkCupid. There's a bunch of them. I can't think of all the names though. But how do you think all those work? Or back when Craigslist dating was a thing. Grindr, that's a good one to pick. Like, how do you think all those online dating apps work? Or how Craigslist dating works? Although apparently Craigslist dating was just for prostitution and serial killers, but I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't use those, so I didn't have to worry about serial killers or prostitutes. But how do you think all those work? You're meeting with random-ass strangers online. Or you meet them online, and then you meet them in person, if no things go well. Maybe, you get the phone number first. Because I don't... Can you send pictures? I don't know if you can send pictures on Grindr or Tinder or anything, but if you can't send pictures, then get emails or Twitter or whatever. So you can send pictures and hopefully not at someone's dick. But DSP, how do you think all those dating apps work? How do you think people meet each other from online and then they meet in person? Like, how do you think any of that works? OnlyFans is terrible. Don't get me wrong. Great way for a lot of people to make money. Good for them. The more money they make, the better. I just don't understand paying for something like that when you have the internet for free. Just saying.
You know what? We really haven't done anything.
Oh, Ashley Madison,
So
yes.
I feel like we should do a little bit. To be honest, I know Andy apparently doesn't like me, but I've barely talked with the guy, so I just don't know him that well. And I don't know if everything he's ever said is a sham or a ruse. I don't know if he just goes with everything that PPP tells him. All right, very well, it could be that he just goes with every single thing that PPP tells him he's a pushover. All right, I don't know. But, we're in a situation here where I barely ever spoke with the man. And so it's very odd to me that we had people saying stuff like he's your gaming soulmate and shit like that. But I mean, if anything, when I talk to him, he would be afraid of stuff. Like, for example, in this case, right after we had done like the first appearance, all of a sudden their clips channel put up a clip of me on the channel, and Andy was legit terrified that I was going to see that and think that they were snaking me already. And he didn't want this initial relationship to end, and he kind of reached out to me apologizing profusely for that. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake, right? And then we were talking about gaming collabs. This is another thing. We keep talking about every once in a while games and gaming collabs and things like that, but they never happen. And again, I don't know if that was just a case where they thought that gaming collabs would not work on their channel. I think the Chain Together collab worked well. I think the only reason that the Black Ops Zombies collab that we did on Halloween didn't work so well is because that game doesn't really allow you to interact that well, because you got
That game's 100% allows you to interact. You just wouldn't with them. You ran off on your own. Like, all right, we're gonna go to this wall and guard this. You guard this window. You guard this door. I'll guard this door. And then, oh wait, DSP, where the fuck are you going? DSP, where the fuck are you going? We're gonna sit here. We're gonna farm some points at a place where it's easy to farm at. I'm gonna take this window, and he's gonna take that door. You take this door. Yeah, I'm too busy running around for some reason and not doing what the fuck we're supposed to be doing. That's why it didn't work. Because you did literally the worst possible thing you can do during zombies. I remember that. I can't remember the name of it, though. But DSP, it didn't work because you didn't co-op with them. You ran off on your own. When I'm playing Black Ops Zombie Chronicle Edition with my friends, you know what we do? We collaborate. We work together. It's alright. You guard that window upstairs. I'll guard this back window. Then you guard these two. Then once we got enough points, alright. Get this door open. Get that door open. Go here. Alright, you guard this window. We'll guard this chain link fence. That way we can hit the gumball machine when we need to. When we need to reload, we got the gun right there to buy off the wall to reload. When we have enough points, alright, unlock this, this, and this. So we can get the power turned on. That's how you're supposed to play Zombie Chronicle Edition. That's how you're supposed to play Black Ops Zombies. Not run off on your own. That game 100% allows for interaction. You're just a dumbass.
Gotta kill zillions of zombies. And also, I was drinking and we were all tired. I was doing a marathon, so it's not gonna work as well. If you did a different kind of game, there's tons of games out there that we could have done, but it was always, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. We never did it. Instead, it was, can we do this drama, this piece of shit drama, and none of them ever worked. So that's why stuff fell apart.
Because you didn't work.
So when Andy's coke allegations resurfaced, 100%, I reached out to him to be nice to him again, just pushing forward the ruse that I'm their friend and I've got their back. As Review Tech said, simping for them, saying, don't worry, I've got your back. I got my own detractors, stuff like that. Okay. Then there was the pedo arc where apparently it was leaked that these guys had gone on a vacation to Vegas. And in that vacation to Vegas, the person who had financed the entire vacation was one of their followers, and he was a pedophile, and he had been outed. So now it's like, dude, you just took $100,000 from a pedophile to go to Vegas or whatever. And I didn't know anything about it. But all of a sudden, Andy starts hurriedly sending me all this stuff about this. See? Your detractors in RTU are trying to say I'm a pedo and snorts your video. Here's the deal. I'm at the end of RTU accusing me he watches the video and exposes it was all bullshit. Everyone's trying to sweep that. Mr. Medicare made an entire video explaining it's all. Like, why would I care about this? He's hurriedly setting me to this like it's important. And I'm like, I don't care. But he's so terrified.
They made money, but not enough, I guess.
Like, resurface. Let's see here. Where's the one? Oh, I forgot about this. All right. Here we go. So after he had brought up the coke allegations, all right, he says, I've been sober since November 10th, 2023, to bring up my past addictions to try and make you hate me. I said, I believe you. Even if you weren't sober, I'm reading because I know my camera's blocking it. Even if you weren't sober, it would be none of my business regardless. Why would I care? They're stupid like my own detractors. And he says, yeah, exactly.
Why aren't you using green screen effect, dumbass?
Wouldn't that be impressive if I was doing coke and putting on a good show? Wait, what? Did you hear what he just said? He just said, hey, if I am still doing coke, isn't that fine because I'm still putting on a good show? Oops. You probably shouldn't have said that. But, then...
Why? Oh no, he does cocaine. And... he's a grown-ass adult. I know some people aren't like that. For me, old enough to die for your country, fuck it. I don't know why you gotta be 21 and older to drink or smoke cigarettes, but you can be 18 and die for your country. Fuck that noise. You're 18, You can die for your country, drink, smoke, snort, inject, whatever. You're a grown-ass adult, your choice. You die, yeah, you died. But you made that choice.
And of course, he did say, I will be fair here. But I'm not, so thanks, man. But I mean, that's pretty crazy that he just said that. Oh, if I'm doing coke and I'm running a good show, it's fine anyway. Oh, but I'm not on coke, by the way. Like, anyway. So the last thing, I mean, there's tons here to go into, but I know I only have probably about an hour left that I want to really bother with this shit. So basically, the one final thing that I'll say about Andy, all right? This, I don't understand. I'm completely confused. I have no idea what this is in relation to, but this one threw me for a loop to the point where I was shaking my head and scratching my head, all right? It's Valentine's Day, okay? It's literally the middle of the afternoon on Valentine's Day. Keep in mind, again, I don't talk to this guy a lot. The logs that I have with him are 100 kilobytes. The logs I have with PPP are over a megabyte, so it's 10 times more I talk to PPP than him.
You mean the logs you have saved are that size? How much did you not save?
Okay? Well, yo, why'd you unfollow me? I hope you're well anyways, dude. Keep well, brother. Huh? And I responded later on in the day when I just happened to open this. You mean here on X? I didn't unfollow you, Andy. I don't think I ever followed you here, laughing out loud. I do follow your Casino Clips channel to get caught up from time to time. I've been busy, but I don't watch your show. I've been, haven't watched it in ages. Oh, okay, based. Huh? He had time in the middle of Valentine's Day, out of nowhere in the afternoon, to message me and ask me why I unfollowed him on X when I never had followed him on X. Sure, bro. So
You know what he was doing on Valentine's Day? Streaming. DSP was streaming on Valentine's Day. I don't get it. He's got nothing to do better in the middle of the day. You know what I was doing in the middle of the day on Valentine's Day? Working. You know what I did later that night? Hung out with someone. Unlike you, DSP.
pretty weird. No, I don't know. We got PPP offering to fly me out to Florida to go to Hogan's bar and have drinks with him. Kind of gay. Kind of weird. All we have is a business relationship. Why are you bringing this shit up? Why would you? It doesn't make sense. Then he tries to
How many business meetings are held at bars? Or back in the day when they would go to strip clubs for a business meeting? The fuck, DSP?
backtrack and cover it up. I say, oh, I'll fly your wife out there too. Like, no, we're not doing that, all right? And we got Worski coming out of here on Valentine's Day asking me why I've unfollowed him on X when I never followed him on X. Why is he checking to see who's following him on X? What prompted him to do this? I have no idea. It's very fucking weird. Okay? I don't know. All right, continuing on, because there's still so much more. Just FYI, all right, I just want to bring this up and be very transparent about it, okay? The one thing that kept coming up over and over and over was Mr. Medicare, all right? Now, I don't know anything about Mr. Medicare, all right, at all.
You begged him to come on your show and do an interview.
I don't know why they wanted me to do content.
You begged him to come on your show.
It was their idea from the get-go that I would actually be doing content with Medicare, that I should keep reaching out to Medicare, that he should be on the show, or I should do a show with him. Even if they can't do it, I should just do a show with him individually. And it was like, so the guy's sick, all right? From all reports, the guy's in freaking hospice care.
Yeah, he's the one that's dying, not Medicare.
Why would he want to do content with me? So I don't know anything about him, right? And they're insisting you should.
You're the one getting a hold of him, trying to get him to come on your show, jackass.
This will be the biggest thing ever. And the only thing that I can read out of all of this is that these guys, or at least PPP, all right, idolize Medicare so much. Like he's their daddy. He's their idol. They really wish that they could be Medicare. Like, they really wish they could be Keemstar, but they don't like Keemstar. They don't like the way he operates. They don't like Logitech Live.
I was seeing that super chat. Having beer with friends is not gay. It's totally normal.
He's their absolute end-all, be-all guy.
What the fuck is wrong with you,
right?
DSP?
100%. They love this fucking guy. They want him to be with them in their content. They want him to praise them. And it's just absolute craziness, the amount of times that they would keep bringing him up. Medicare's back. He's able to do stuff. He's streaming on Halloween. Again, I'm not bringing it up. They are. And I keep seeing they. It's actually Ashton, PPP, who keeps bringing up Medicare constantly. All right? Seems he's avoiding engaging in a way. Maybe he's saying this, he did a Halloween show. Maybe it's all involvement that's holding it up. So maybe try to do it directly. Again, you should try to do stuff directly, right? Say he should give a Christmas gift to the internet by coming on the Level 1 podcast next Tuesday. So yeah, no lie. Every single time that I had anything to do with Medicare, I brought him up. I reacted to his documentary. All this shit was because PPP told me.
I wonder why he's so worried about being exposed as gay.
In reality, I don't care about Mr. Medicare.
I wonder what he's hiding.
I have no ill will towards him, but I also don't like him. I just kind of neutral, don't give a shit. All right, so whatever. Let him be. Right? Let him be. But they kept bringing him. I say they. PPP kept bringing him up constantly. The only way to get to talk to Medicare is public appeals. His DMs are closed.
Oh, he's always drunk, Mickey. He's always drunk.
It might put on enough public pressure.
He's awake. He's drinking.
I think he wants control over the situation. There's a big dream crossover. I would like it to happen. So again, he's got me reaching out, saying Medicare's name, bothering Medicare constantly to try to do this content, and I don't care. I don't want anything to do with this, but I'm doing it because, again, I'm trying to stay in their good graces.
Exactly,
Like I'm a friend,
Farquaad.
all right, and
They wanted
I
to
feel
reach
bad.
out to him
I
and he
legit feel bad
retaliate so they could
that
farm more
sadly,
drama.
Medicare might
They
have
can
actually gotten
farm
bothered by this.
more
'cause he
money
really is sick,
and
you know,
views.
and he's having all these issues. All right, so I just don't want anything to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Okay. All right. So went through all of that. We're almost done. Basically, what I think I want to do to end, all right, is to explain how it finally fell apart and all of that. Okay. So, oh, by the way, FYI, should I give you guys the links now? Or you know what? No, I'll do my final segment and then I'll give you guys the links and then you can feel free to go through all of this. No, guys, I know people are saying Bregon, Ethan, Ralph. I'm almost done with this. All right. I'm going to be basically going for like another half an hour. I just want to explain the end of this and why I ended it. And I want to show you how PPP has behaved since, because he's become completely unhinged, which is why he's doing what he's doing and why I'm doing this. Okay. So this will be the end, right? Like this last segment. And then I'm going to give you guys the links and you can feel free to go through them yourself and you can enjoy, because again, this is all something that I had orchestrated since the beginning and they bought it hook, line, and sinker. All right.
And why was this all only created on the 17th? Every single one of these folders has been created on the 17th. All the files that he showed were created on the 17th and edited on the 18th. All this was done in the past 2 days, DSP. If you're planning on this for 8 months, why is everything created the past 2 days?
Well, you guys don't even realize something, but I'm going to bring it up in a second. All right, which is actually the culmination of all of it that just happened to happen today. Okay. So, lastly, why did it all fall apart? All right. Why did this all start happening? Okay. So basically, after I did that show with Steve Cambion, all right, and the fact that this show was meant to set me up, it's obvious. Up to then, these guys had kind of been transparent about everything, and I kind of felt like here's the deal. If you really look over the whole history of what I did with these guys, the initial meeting where I did the first show with them, the react to the Review Tech USA documentary, right, and of course, me going and doing that Josh Moon interview, I would say were all gold, and that was a month of good stuff, right? That was amazing. But after that, literally everything these guys came up with canceled because they have no fucking clout. Mudahar cancels and ghosts them and doesn't talk to them anymore. It's a Gundam, which they claim is going to be the slam fucking dunk of content. Cancels, won't do it, bitches out, and then they destroy him behind the scenes, calling him a pussy, saying that, big talker, but he won't do any content. He'll only do content when it's shooting fish in a barrel. He'll never do an honest show with anyone, okay? Medicare, Medicare will be the best, the big one, the big win. Can't get him, can't get him, can't get him. All right, you try by yourself. That doesn't work. So every idea they're coming up with, awful, 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 none of them work. The few little pieces of content that we're trying to do, for example, when we did the Zombies co-op, it doesn't.
Yeah, he's just cherry picking stuff out. Right? So amazing, guys. I'm gonna expose them.
Actually,
shows
to be
nothing.
Honest, at the beginning of this year, I was probably going to cut off contact with them at that point because I didn't feel like I was getting anything out of it anymore. But I was trying to figure out the way out. Or I wanted to do it in a way that made sense. And basically, we were starting up Smart Guys, and I was like, you know what? Let's figure this out together. Let's do Smart Guys and see how it goes. And if the show does well, all right, then we'll keep going for a while, and I'll play it by ear. But if the show tanks and doesn't do well, then instead I'll cut off with these guys and we'll be done. All right. So this long con started off great. I get a giant surge of views and support, and it dies out within just a few months. And I'm like, these guys,
because you're boring.
These guys are pretenders. They get hype because they shit on others, but they don't actually have the clout or connections to really make the content that they think they do. They want to be Keemstar
because you're boring.
Keemstar because they can't be Keemstar. All right. It's just ridiculous. So maybe I did get into bed with the wrong snakes. Here, I thought I was the king snake and I was going to eat them up, but these guys aren't doing anything for me at this point. Like, nothing's working anymore, right? So what the hell? What a waste of time, okay? So after the Steve interview, when essentially that went so poorly, and it went poorly for everyone. Steve looked like an asshole because he kept yelling over me. It wasn't a good interview. Nothing new was actually revealed during the interview at all. It was just the same detractor shit, and all that happened is the detractors threw money over at Steve. All right? Which is exactly what happened with Side Scroller. It's the same as the Side Scroller shtick. So there's nothing surprising here. It's just exactly what we all expected. Correct? Okay. So all of a sudden, I start noticing that PPP is now starting to insult me and saying like snide remarks and comments. Now, he's been doing it all along on his show, but it seems like it's starting to escalate. All right? It is. Starts like it's starting to escalate badly. Like on the show, the grill fill segments, which used to be like 20 minutes, are now becoming an hour. And it's not even interesting.
Because they're the only...
The grill fill, which is, again, this is Ashton's...
They were the only interesting part about those podcasts.
Idea. Let's grill fill on Smart Guys for a whole hour. It's not getting us views. It's not getting us support. It's not getting us anything. All it's doing is wasting all of our time and killing our momentum, because in reality, people are coming to Smart Guys to watch wrestling commentary, not see me get grilled. He thinks they are, but
it's
they never
the
did.
Only thing that was entertaining
at all. Okay, so
it was the only part people liked.
Basically, where things start to fall apart. All right, and basically, and again, you're gonna see when you read through the logs, which all of you will, me saying things, about my family members and stuff. He wants, we're talking about flying places. I say I can't fly because I don't have a real ID. my mom is sick and all this stuff. Again, it's the same shtick, the same spiel, just trying to continue on to get out of doing the shit I don't want to do because it's dumb shit that he keeps bringing up, okay?
Guys, when I said I don't have a real ID, so I can't fly, it was just part of the scam, guys. I was just fucking with them. Bullshit.
So basically, I said to PPP, all right? Are you snaking me on Tuesday with Steve, and you got your dates wrong? There's tons of people in my chat saying Steve will come on the casino on Tuesday, but that's when we do Smart Guys, so I have no idea what's going on. In my opinion, I'd be hurt if this were the case, but not surprised. And again, you guys have done so much for me, I'd move on and ignore it all, but it would be nice to know if we're actually doing our show. So even thinking that after the Steve show, which was a snaking, that PPP might snake me again, all right? PPP says, no, he's screaming, right? From the beginning, we presented you as a big deal. You're a legend from the past. I'll give you a massive audience in a new way. Help you make thousands shitting on RTU.
A Canadian watching hockey,
you became too stuck in
impossible.
your ways when it came to being partisan in politics and not wanting to do drama and wanting to do it your way still, and you've never grabbed that brass ring. You let oppression slip with bad performances on the casino and doing the same old content on your show. It wasn't appealing to a broader audience. I went for fun because I like you decided to take a day out of my week to do wrestling with you, and several times let you keep the penny. But that's a few times he did let me keep all the money on the show, and I always told you guys that too. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. You said you would have been okay with Steve doing a pressing interview like this, and you would have agreed to it, but your reaction today has proved anything but. It's false. My reaction was, you should have told me exactly what Steve was going to talk about, and that it was going to be a detractor interview, because then we could have made it good. Because you didn't, it sucked. It didn't benefit me. All he's going to do is get detractor dollars, and this is lame. We could have done more with it if you were transparent with me, but you snaked me on it. Why weren't you transparent? Okay? So he's still going. I would like you for your content to be interesting, for people to watch it. Ultimately, your content to sit in a slowly dwindling audience. And you're praying to God for a new whale
He's
to
not
fall
wrong.
from the sky. All right? So, now, because you did a favor for the other guy on my team that doesn't impact you in any real way other than you provide your spiral and lash out, that's disappointing. Go ahead, be a victim, and make us out to be whatever you want. But I did try. And then I apologized and said, all right, I don't think you're going to snake me. Okay? And then he didn't. All right? But the truth is, let me find it now. I already told you, the idea was that he wanted to build up Steve as some kind of a supervillain character, that we were going to play games and go back and forth and insulting each other. Super boring. Who the hell was going to care, and who's going to believe that? No one. No one was going to believe that. That was so unbelievably dumb. Like he was going to be like evil Neo.
How do you know that?
Be the hero facing off against evil Neo, but all the detractors throw him money because he's felting me on his show or whatever. It's awful. All right? It really is. It's like grade school level shit. It's something you would see on
It
your
hurt your ego. It would hurt your ego, and that's the only thing you care about.
To be popular, everyone would have cringed. So at this point, I'm like, dude, I gotta find a way to get out of here. Really, like I have to get out of this situation at this point. Okay? So I said, so here we go. Opinions on the last Smart Guys are split. Of course, it's doing incredibly well. Once you find the proper balance, it'll work. But we need to shorten the show. I need to know the topics of Grill Phil earlier so I can prepare, and the show will go better. And here we go. You laughing at the joke of my wife living like Piper Niven was not cool, even if it wasn't intentional. I'm not trying to cause problems, but next time I'm going to say something and it's going to be uncomfortable. I have more than enough shit going on, and you know that. All right? So I do confront him about him saying shit about my wife. Because this was actually the first time he had ever done it in front of my face. Up to now, the only time he had ever said something about my wife, okay, was actually on his content. So I wasn't even aware. People would send me clips. People would say, are you aware he's insulting you here, there, left, and right? And I'd be like, no. But then again, I'm not really paying attention.
DSP, line,
I'm
and
not
cope,
watching
and
the
that's
casino
all
every
that
day.
should
I have no
be.
intention of watching the casino every day. I don't want to be involved in that, right? But then he's sneak dissing me and my wife there, and then he's doing it on Smart Guys,
Good
right?
point. If he
So
was,
says,
this is
"Let's
all
take it
part
back
of his
to basics
mastermind
wrestling."
plan to fuck with him. Why does he care that they snaked him?
Okay? This is the rabbit conversation.
Wouldn't that be
which you
part of
guys
his
will find,
plan?
which is all bullshit. I needed to delay Smart Guys. I didn't want to do it that night, so I just made something up, but he believes it because he's, gullible. Now, here we go. This is last week, and this is when the crap all hit the fan. All right? FYI, trolls went crazy hard on my stream today, bombarding me with messages saying that you called me a lazy POS on the casino last night. You called my wife fat and more. I ignored it, but that's apparently their narrative now. Then he says, oh, I'm sorry. I was doing that routine. I honestly think you should take a few days to recuperate and have some stiff drinks and watch shows with your wife. Everyone can see you're having a great, tough time right now. I feel badly to be affecting you in any way. I'm going to lay off with the smart ass stuff, try to rest up, things will get better. I'm worried about you, so take care of yourself. Have some weed. And I'm only partly kidding. All right? And I said right here, I accept your answer, but I told you I had an issue with you making fun of Kat on Smart Guy, so why are you doing this on your show? I'm trying to understand it. I have a friend of foe alike now telling me to sever ties with you because you're not my friend and you're using me.
You're not my friend, guys. You're not my
And
friend.
what does he say? It makes sense if I find something funny to say, I'm going to say it. I find what is taboo, boundary pushing to be funny and shocking in a way. All right? So I feel bad that, you're going through any hard times. I like to push buttons anyway. I went too far this week. I wasn't treating you like a person, more like content, and I'm very sorry for that. So again, he's apologizing. But what's the point of apologizing if you do it anyway? When you're apologizing
Because
for
he
something,
was
then you're doing it
fucking
anyway, it
with
doesn't matter. He's already
you.
done it again and again. Your apology is invalid if you keep
He
doing
was
bad things.
fucking with you the entire
So at this
time,
point, I know
DSP.
his apologies don't mean anything either. So what does he say? I want to make it clear, if you do want to cut ties, I completely understand, and I think that you'll do well no matter what. It was at that moment that I decided I'm going to cut ties with this guy. All right? He's apologizing, saying he's sorry for what he did, but basically he cannot control himself. Okay? So you can cut ties and we're all good. All right? So I said, that's pretty much what I thought you were going to say. I have thick skin. I get it. Now people are 100% thinking that you're using me. I don't know what we're going to do moving forward, basically. We need
Because
boundaries,
they were.
you know? And he says, I happen to like that there's different ways to interpret what's going on, and there's not very straightforward. I think people get invested. I see that you're crashing out. Now, this was the next day's podcast. This was the podcast I did last week where I said I have 3 options. Option 1 is being a sellout. Option 2 is being a massive drama queen villain for the internet like PPP wants me to be. Or number 3 is to go the third route and go straight down the middle. All right? He thinks that's crashing out because I don't want to do path 2. Little does he know that all along, this whole thing has been a setup. I've lied to him for 8 straight months about all this shit. I'm only going along for the ride because essentially I wanted to get more views and money and give myself a boost. I don't really like him. I think
Yeah, he's so upset. He's trying to get the money to come back in, but it's not going to work.
Yeah, anyway, he thinks I'm crashing out. So I said, crashing out means I want my wife to be treated with respect. There's no way I can justify or defend your insulting cat for no reason, even if it's getting a rise out of your audience, right? You've apologized to me for it, so either you know it's wrong or you've been disingenuous, right? I advise taking some time off. You're kind of seething and lashing out in all directions. You'll just never understand that you don't have to respond to everything and see. I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. All right. Then I looked at his Twitter, and this was on his Twitter. It's a fact. I'm not sure why there's so much hostility surrounding observing reality. So basically saying it's okay to insult your wife. It's just okay to insult your wife. Okay? It's fine. I can just do whatever I want. I can just insult your wife.
Because he's fucking with you the entire fucking time.
Okay? So I said,
terrible Dasher P.
Way back, a month
They no one
before,
wanted
when
to
I had done
see,
the
no
podcast,
one.
or the show, the interview with
Especially
Steve,
not his roommate.
I was told both by PPP and Steve, because you did that and you took a giant beating, and now Steve took all this money from your dumb detractors who are so stupid that they throw money at Steve, okay? We're now going to say we owe you a favor. So whatever you need moving forward, you need that favor. You'll find that in the logs, okay? Because I'm going to put them out there. You're going to see it, all right?
Well, then show him now.
Here we are, and I say, you know what you could have done? You could have just said that you owed me a favor, all right? That's all you had to say. And that because of that, you're not going to insult Kat anymore because you owe me a big favor, right? And I said, right here, I hope it's not here. People in my kick chat are saying you've insulted Kat again. This was the last Wednesday, so their second show of the week. I really hope that's not true. I'm going to go to sleep. I feel like shit after this week of stuff. I'm sure I'll be bombarded.
Guys, it's a fact. I'm allowed to call my detractors mouth drilling morons because it's factual.
You fucking F word. And it'll be a cold day in hell before I'm scared of you. Why don't you bring me on tonight and see how it goes? You really wanted to flex nuts. I'm so sick of your shit. You throw everything I did in my face yesterday.
Why are you picking and choosing?
You have no gratitude.
Why not show everything?
The whole big dog routine, and you're thinking you're going to break me and run the yard? I will fucking show you whose yard it is. You escalated this, and I want a scorched earth drama campaign. I can give you that in spades. Okay? I have no idea what he's talking about. Literally, I did one podcast where I talked about I have 3 paths. And the next podcast, I said, if this guy insults my wife again, I'm breaking ties and I'm not making content with him anymore because I don't have to continue to do smart guys if this guy's going to insult my wife. I said it's all right if he goes ahead and insults me, but he's not allowed to insult my wife. That's all I said. All of a sudden, I'm the big dog who's thinking he's going to break him and run the yard. What is he talking about? So I said, there's no drama. If you scorch the earth, you're just doing it to make yourself feel better. You're talking to yourself because I have nothing to say in response. As you said before, it's all the same shit over and over. The same detractor shit is all they're going to say. Okay? I have nothing else to say. On my end, it's done. This is 100% your doing, not mine. All you had to do was be reasonable and have respect, but you couldn't do it. I think that's sad. Smart Guys was great. What we did together was great, but you can't control yourself. All right? And this is it. This is where I was going to cut it off. This was literally going to be the last time I ever had any interaction with them. I was just going to go on and do absolutely nothing to do with them whatsoever. I wasn't going to snake them publicly. I wasn't going to do this show today at all. The whole idea of this show was that I have to respond because these guys are literally just going to keep doing stuff no matter what. So I have to at least do something.
He's trying to get ahead of the damage control, but it's not going to help. Because they're going to show everything, not pick and choose.
Hey, look, here's an edited log to protect us, but here's the part that makes Phil look bad or whatever. So right now I'm about to dump them so you guys can read them in their entirety, all right? Unedited. You can see them, all right? But here's his responses. His completely unhinged, insane, over-the-top, crazy responses. Get a fucking grip, Phil. This isn't about your wife or my comments. It's about you being a stubborn, lazy, stuck in your ways. Name word I can't say. Who doesn't like getting confronted about your bullshit? You cry victim and throw pity parties. You get out of being held accountable, even making the slightest effort out of your own comfort zone to do anything else because you're using this shit to try and have an out. You pretend that you're everyone else. Blah, 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 blah. And he keeps going. You have no respect. You flush every opportunity. You show me my efforts. Zero respect. You're trying to extend my respect to you. You know my tweets are right. By the way, why don't you respond to them? You're a coward. You have been your entire life. You can hide in your hug box, but one day there won't be anyone. He's talking to himself. I'm not reading. I'm not paying any attention. This is like
not paying attention, but he's got it saved.
Okay to break up with her if you're not okay with her abusing you. And you're like, all right, I break up with you. And then she freaks out and goes crazy and is stalking you and is going to all your friends and relatives and the public talking shit about you and saying awful things. I'm going to reveal this personal thing about you and this personal thing. How dare you break up with me? How could you break up with me? You can't break up with me. I break up with you and I'm not done with you yet. So how could you? That's exactly what it is. So now it makes sense. Him offering to fly me to Florida and then acting like this when I said I just don't want to do any more content with you, okay? And he gave me permission to break it off. Just a few logs ago, he said, I understand if this is your decision that you don't want to do content with me anymore. Go ahead. So I said, okay, I made my decision. How dare
Go
you?
ahead, be
How
a
could you
bitch.
break up with me? I can't believe it.
He's
And
calling you a
still going.
bitch.
Look, he's still going. We're not done yet.
2 times
you know
speed.
My tweets are right. I didn't read his tweets.
I say we're
I'm
actually
not seeing on his
almost
Twitter
caught
tweets. I
up.
don't give a fuck what he tweets.
We're
right?
about to
He's
catch
still
up.
going. Here's what I'll say to you in the end, because this is later. This is days later. I don't want to have to do what I'm doing, because this is after the first show on Friday where he had talked shit and exposed secrets about my life. It doesn't feel good to dump all this on you, but you've endlessly escalated the situation. When did I endlessly escalate the situation? All I did was say, you're insulting my wife. I don't want to do combat with, or content with you anymore. We're done. That was it. You've been incredibly petty and disrespectful. It never happened. I genuinely want you to apologize for wasting my efforts and let everyone know that it's the case. So let me get this straight. And he says, if you do that, I will drop the entire thing and move on. This is the guy who literally apologized for insulting me and my wife, but then did it again anyway. I called him out on it, and he said, I can't really control myself, but I understand if you don't want to do content anymore. It's okay. I tell him I don't want to do content anymore. And now he says, I need to publicly apologize for wasting his efforts. You told me to break it off if I wasn't okay with the insults.
DSP. They are fucking with you. They're about to, on Friday, reveal everything. He said this about Gundam, but then he's trying to be Gundam's friend. They're probably going to show, hey, you know, you see the date on that text message with all that? Well, here's our message to Gundam. Hey, we're going to fuck with Phil. You want to help us with it? Yeah, sure, I'll help you fuck with Phil. Ta-da!
Why now do I have to publicly apologize? For what? Are you insane? It really is like an obsessed girlfriend. It's insanity. I don't know why he sent me this. Because he knows I'm not going to do a public apology when I didn't do anything wrong. Okay?
He did nothing wrong. He did everything correct.
He does it again. Listen, there's still an opportunity to end things in an amicable fashion. Don't allow pride to stop you from making the decision that's best for you. And then for the record, he texted me again Monday and says, there's no need for you to ever contact me ever again. You made your decision and it's shameful. That was his last actual text that he ever sent me, right? So, I mean, just think about how insane this is. The last thing I said to him was, there's no drama.
Yeah,
you're just going to do the same shit everyone else does, all my detractors. I don't care, right? I'm going to ignore you and move on with my life. He
says, guys, when I told him that my wife is dying and my parents are dead and I lost my bunny, it was all just me fucking with him. It wasn't real. How much you want to bet it actually was real? He's just trying to get ahead of the story.
To me, an insane amount of crazy, insulting messages, calling me the F word, demanding that I have to apologize when I didn't do anything, right? I actually did what he asked me to do, break it off if I'm not okay with the abuse. But the best part about all of it is, folks,
the abuse.
I was never going to stay with him as a friend, as a co-worker, regardless.
He called your wife fat. How is that abuse?
I feel like we were going to actually, do something great, and if it wasn't nothing great, then we're done. All right, that was the whole plan. I was never actually friends with PPP or Andy at all. For me, it was always a business relationship, but I had to perpetuate the lie because these guys have such a bad reputation. They have so much bad stuff going on for them on the internet that if I don't go to bat for them, then people will be like, what are you doing? Why are you associating with this bad guy, this doing this and that? I had to give them all these lies to keep them going so they would stop. All right? They would stop doing the
Kino
bullshit.
Casino's revealing all the DMs,
maybe
not just cherry-picked ones like DSP's doing.
Them, unless what you got to do is you have to give a little, just a little, truth, and then a big lie attached to it, and then they buy a hook, line, and sinker, right? Was
and
my
just like
wife
that, we
sick
finally
last
caught
year?
up.
She was for a little bit. She's not anymore. None of that's going on. But you attach that little bit of truth, and then they'll believe you. So I cased these guys 100%, okay? Seriously, 100%. This was my doing. I sought them out. I messaged them. I'm the one who had the idea for the Review Tech React and made it happen, not them. And then after that, it was continuous failure after failure on their behalf. They couldn't get Mutahar. They couldn't get It's a Gundam. They couldn't get Medicare. They couldn't do anything. It was just, appear on our show and talk shit about Ralph. Who fucking cares about talking shit about Ralph? No one.
Their audience.
Boring. Do something that's...
Their audience that gives them way more views, way more attention, and of course, way more money than yours. Their audience makes them way more money than yours does.
Particular that will make sense that you're finally involving me. Not this boring shit. They're not creative. They couldn't come up with ideas that would work. And then they would blame me.
But
dude, I'm
Albert, this is his chance to apologize to DSP before he dies.
That they could make stuff work is if I changed who I was. If I completely and utterly became the internet drama guy. All right? And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the internet drama guy. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to change who I am. I want to play games. I want to hang out with my audience.
And
but
you want to
I
make money.
realize that I'm already in this with these guys. and I got to find a way out. So I bide my time. I wait. We're doing smart guys. I'm like, I'm going to find a way out eventually, you know, and they don't have anything on me. Literally, they have a bunch of fucking lies that I fed them for 8 months. Big deal if they throw it out on the internet. All it does is make them look like shit for sharing my private stuff, which isn't even fucking true. So who cares, right? So you saw what happened at the end there. That's PPP. He's unhinged. He's obsessed with me. He's in love with me. He thinks that I'm his fucking boyfriend or girlfriend. He's treating me.
What the fuck? DSP. You know what I'm about to do after the stream's over? I'm going out with a bunch of friends to Dave and Buster's. We're gonna have a good time. Is that gay? What? Men hanging out together? What? No. It's what friends fucking do.
Like I jolted him at the altar, even though he said it was okay to break it off if I don't want to be disrespected. He's freaking out. He's sending crazy
Basement
texts
is
to
members
me,
only.
threatening me. He wants a public apology. He's insane. He's nuts. He's lonely as fuck. He has no friends, no one who will spend time with him, no one who will do wrestling with him. He wants me to fly to Hogan's Bar to have some drinks. That's pretty fucking gay.
Hanging out with friends is gay, guys. It's so gay to hang out with your friends.
Okay? So, it's all done right now. I'm not having any more association with these guys, all right? And one final thing, because Moon Knight did say, what took you so long? If this was going down last week, why didn't you publicly talk about it last week? Because I had, number one, I wanted to see if they were really going to escalate it and do shit, and I didn't know they were going to do that until Friday when they did it on the show. And I was like, maybe they'll do one show. Oh, no, they're going to continue this. So for those who don't know, to export your content from X, these logs, takes over 24 hours to actually get the logs exported. All right?
What?
It takes over 24 hours. You have to put in the log, the request, then they send you the files and shit. It takes forever. All right?
What? Screenshot that shit. Just fucking screenshot it. That's all you did. You're not even, you're showing screenshots. What the fuck are you talking about? You're literally showing screenshots. What the fuck?
You have to wait for it to show up. Then when it shows up, guess what happens? It's just a browser link, and you can only open it in a browser, so you have no evidence. I wouldn't be able to show you the evidence. So I then had to find a way to convert all of the files over to PDF files. Funny that they're PDF files with these guys.
Screenshot!
So that I could actually publicly put those on the internet. All right? So now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Here you go.
Soon, what
The
is
two
gay
files.
is hanging
You
out
can-
with
you
your
can
wife.
watch
Thanks,
them
Andrew
for
Tate.
yourself.
Exactly.
All right?
We're not
This
one of
one
them being with women is
the PPP.
gay.
Oh, I'm not on the right screen. Well, that's a genius level fuck up right there. This is the PPP file. You can see all of the text between him and me right there, transparent. I have nothing to hide. I've told you all the shit that I told him that was private was half truths or no truths, complete bullshit. All right. And here are the Warski conversations right there. You can check those out. They're publicly available for you to check out right now. They are not edited. They are 100% unedited. You can read them in their entirety. No problem. All right. To show that I'm not hiding anything. I have nothing to hide here at all. All right. And to end in the culmination of all of this, all right, I have one final thing to say. Ladies and gentlemen, as of this morning, I'm a verified member over on Kick. It took a long time, but I finally got verified. So now, I get all the benefits of being a
All it
verified
took was
streamer on Kick.
view-botting yourself a few times.
So it all comes full circle. All right, it does. It all comes full circle. Where these guys, their first intention was 100% to use me. All they ever wanted to do was milk me for content, and I knew that. I cased them going in. I saw their stream. I saw PPP ringing the fucking dinner bell. I saw Warski playing the fucking air flute kazoo, acting like they were mentally challenged, basically being the Pied Pipers to those who for some reason like this really fucking bizarre content of screeching at the top of your lungs or talking with a lisp. I just don't understand it. I don't like it. I outright said many times I couldn't really watch their content because if I did, it actually bothered me, like a headache, and like I couldn't stand it. I didn't want to be a part of their content, but I saw this was my opportunity to get in with someone who had some popularity on the internet and finally, for once, set myself up to get some positive attention. Isn't it funny that when I did, everyone seemed to realize that I'm not as bad as everyone said? Isn't it
You're actually worse.
funny that once finally the actual truthful light was shed on me, everyone's like, he ain't that bad. His content's pretty good. He's a chill guy. This is pretty fun. Right? And I'm happy.
It's actually
I'm
fucking
happy
worse.
where I am doing what I'm doing. I'm happy doing non-drama content, doing gameplay, chill podcasts with my audience, having fun every day, doing different stuff. Smart guys doing it solo is working right now. All of that. Okay? I love it. I'm not going to change because these guys think they did me a solid by doing the idea I fucking came up with and made possible that made us money, right? Then they couldn't do anything else for me after the fact because all their ideas were awful. They had no clout to make anything happen. Then they're upset that I won't completely change who I am as a person and a creator to personally benefit them. And then at the end, when they say it's okay to, to leave, and I try to leave, it's like a jilted lover. It's like, oh my God, how dare you break up? Now you're an F, you're this, we're going to do tons of content, we're going to do this. It's like, you're out of your minds. You're fucking insane losers. They always were. I knew that.
They make
from
way
the
more money
fucking
than you.
start.
Don't have to beg for it.
This is them. This is fucking them. Is this what you want to aspire to be someday? Yeah, they might have a lot of money because idiots throw them money every fucking day. Is this what you want to look like? Is this your idol? Is this who you aspire to be? These two guys right here? This could have been me standing next to fucking Ashton at the Hogan bar if I went. Why do you think I didn't want to go? This is not my future, all right? These guys might have all the money in the world, but good fucking God, I don't want to be like them. I am me. I am happy. I'm happily married.
You're not
I
happy.
have a great audience that I love, all right? I am never, ever going to waste time on this kind of shit. No one's going to tell me what to do. No one's going to tell me to change.
What
no
to
one's gonna tell
say,
me over the
what to
coals.
wear.
These guys have absolutely
Degenerationists!
fucking
Oh, wait,
nothing
wrong one.
on me at all. Zero. All the shit that they think they have is fake. It's bullshit. It's half-truths. It's no truths. They got fucked. Ladies and gentlemen, I king snaked the fucking casino. They came into my parlor. They fell for
Amazing
the
you
fucking
Hazel Preacher with
trap.
the cat, but no, I do,
And
guys.
I ate
From
them the
6 years
fuck up for
ago.
breakfast. I reaped the rewards. And now they're going to come out and be like, we got all this shit. You don't have shit. You have nothing. Zero on me. Now, in the months ahead, you know that these guys are going to pretend like they do. They're going to be like, we got you. They don't have nothing. All right? What you've seen in those logs that I just put out there are the only interaction I ever had with those fucking guys. Period. They have nothing. All right? If they come out and be like, well, we got this flaming gun, we got this smoking piece of evidence. No, they don't. Because if there was evidence out
I
there,
can't wait for the show
anything
either,
that they were
Fort
probably
Worth.
going to make up,
Can't fucking wait.
June the King would have had it in his documentary, and my detractors would have already had it. There is nothing else out there. All right? There's no secrets of the past. I abused women, and I did this and that. None of it exists. Unlike all these other creators where all this shit constantly gets publicly exposed over the years, I don't have skeletons in the closet. My skeletons have been exposed over the years over and over and over.
Like, you suppose yourself on May 1st?
These fucking guys can talk about me as much as they want. I can't stop them, okay? But I can be past them, all right? So I'm done with it. I'm past it. I have nothing to do with them. I am now washing my hands of them, all right? The king snaked the casino. I got what I wanted. I got the temporary boost. It helped me. I got verified on Kick. All right? They can go crazy just proving how awful people they are because that's what was happening to begin with. They
Congratulations, you're verified. Still got the IRS coming up.
Awful people. They always intended to be awful
I guess,
to me.
they're going to be going late,
snake me.
like they normally
That
do.
was always the
So,
plan.
Friday
Is that
night,
in the
usually
end,
people are going to
they were
be
going
off work on
to
Saturday.
turn on me. Why do you think they always had the little snide remark here, the joke here, the over-the-top glazing? That's what it was. No one got fooled except them because they actually thought that I was buying into that shit when I never was. So that's that. Now, let it be known.
Now, let it be known, you got to
All
give me
right?
money.
I want nothing to do with any of these drama motherfuckers at all. I just want to be left the fuck alone. All right?
Of course you want to be left alone because you're a scumbag.
So, next time that you have an idea in your head that you're going to try to get me, we're going to team up and snake it, think twice. Because I'm the fucking king of fucking snakes. You get it? You think that the king moniker's a joke? Well, it is. But at the same time, man, it's kind of funny how I can own it, use it, And then I get those fuckers. You're not going to be able to snake me because I'm never going to give you enough
Cope,
to
guys.
snake. You'd have to
Type
be a
cope in the
Laura,
chat.
all right? So
Cope.
I'm done with this shit 100%. And that's where I'm going to leave it. All right? Sad Review Tech couldn't be here because I actually wanted to do a whole big shtick where we were taking the chips away from the casino, and then eventually I was gonna, like, maybe at the end, if he went along with it, I was gonna maybe say, hey, we're cool, and give him his chip back. But he wanted to talk about my microphone. He thought that was funny. You want to talk about ruining an event, right? Like, holy shit, how can you ruin an event any possibly worse than that? So
Coca-Cola.
that is it.
Smoking that
For the Level 666
copium.
podcast of how DSP robbed Keno Casino. I'm now done with this shit. I'm not going to speak on it again. Again, if you hear any nonsense,
He'll be talking
from
about
those
this
guys
tomorrow.
saying anything about me, they have nothing
Or on the late
additional.
stream.
I already gave you anything that they had on me. Anything else they say is completely fabricated and made up. There are nothing else out there. It's all bullshit. I'm moving on with my life. I got rid of the toxic girlfriend who was treating me bad. And I don't care how many times she texts and calls and tells the relatives and friends and everyone on the internet that, I'm a bad person because of this and this, or here's his personal business. It's not going to affect me. All right? I'm going to move forward. Like
IRS
always,
says different.
making content, having fun with my audience. I'm sorry that we even had to do this today because,
Yeah,
again,
this is
I was
all
just
random.
looking to leave.
Darziak set it up
and
for
walk
him,
away.
sure.
But instead, I had to do this because they escalated it and got it to the point where it was. So now they have nothing to work with. It's all burned. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked the show. It's time to move on and get back to business. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.
What just died on him? I'm gonna laugh if one of his cameras just stopped working. His microphone! His microphone stopped working! Dude, you're muted. What the fuck are you doing? Because you guys heard that, right? You heard that badoot noise. That means something got disconnected or something stopped working. What the f...
Am I not muted now? Okay. So, guys, thank you for watching. Sorry about the drama. I didn't want to have to do that, but I had to do it. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a decompression, like I said I would. But my wife is due home any moment from work, and I'm going to take a break when she arrives home. So likely what I'm going to do is now I'm going to try to reset up the stream to be a normal stream. Okay?
Remember, this is DSP Gaming. Don't forget, this is DSP Gaming. Where's the gaming?
Because I turned everything off. Oh, let's see. That's correct.
You know what, guys? Unlike him, I got shit to do today. I'm going to Dave & Buster's, so I'm going to get ready for that. Thank you guys for watching. Holy shit, this was not anything I was expecting. I was, no, 50-50, nothing burger might actually be something. Holy shit, it actually was something. DSP, copium off the fucking scale. Can't fucking wait for Friday. But I'll be busy. Because unlike him, I got shit to do. I got people to hang out with. I'll be starting my vacation on Friday, and guess what? I'm going to be fucking busy. So with that, guys, I'm going to have to let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, your last chance to hit that thumbs up button or become a member. Just saying, guys, if you want to become a member. Currently at 25 likes. Holla holla for the likes. Holy shit. I was expecting absolutely 50-50 nothing burger. Maybe something burger here or there. Without any tomatoes. That was better than anything I thought it could be. That was better than anything that could have been done with Rich. I'm sorry, Rich, but you were nowhere near as entertaining as this was gonna be without you on it. Holy fuck. So yes, guys, with that, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.